Hello and welcome! Welcome to Drakenmemoria! Yay! For those of you wondering what this is, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So, if this is not something you want to watch, well, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, they give suggestions. So you can pick one, and we hope you'll have a pleasant evening. And we promise we won't make it obvious that we're stalking you and learning everything we can about you, and going to make sure that you try and voluntarily start listening to us. For
And we also won't try to sell you drugs.
Stop scaring people away, guys.
I'm telling them that we won't.
There are quotation marks around the wall.
Yeah. So, if on the other hand, this is something you want to watch, everything you've just witnessed, and find this coalescing into a D&D session, well, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Now you can even talk to Valen V, who is ecstatic.
Yay.
And I am also ecstatic because you subscribed. It's fun having someone subscribe that's not one of your players. All right.
I'm sorry, do you not appreciate us?
I appreciate you a lot.
Never.
It's more fun, although, being appreciated by people who do not think that they need to pay you in order for you not to kill them.
Well, don't you worry, Valen V. I love you unconditionally.
Dinky.
Well, just remember, Remy's a rogue, so... Alright, so... Like I was saying, if you want to watch all of this become a D&D session, it's a pleasure to have you with us. We hope you'll have a pleasant evening. And that's everything we can say. Publicity-wise, if you like the thunderstorm in the background, ambient mixer. If you like the battle maps, it's Dungeon Alchemist. If you like the world map, it's Wonder Draft. Yay, publicity done. Unless someone wants to do a non-official sponsoring moment.
Brought to you by NASCAR.
That probably pays a whole lot. Too bad they don't know it.
Also brought to you by your favorite antidepressant. You know the one.
You know the one.
Don't worry, we won't try to pressure you into buying one. There were quotation marks somewhere in there.
Something.
Alright. So, yeah, the quotation mark were around the dot at the end of the phrase. Alright. So, where did we leave our party last episode? Oh, yeah.
Angry arguments and beet juicing.
Yeah, mostly. The party continued on its journey to the next island. Yay! Once at the village where the train station was, they enacted their plan to pass one of their party member as a poor, old, and mostly blind person. Audience. So that most of their party would be able to get past security with little effort. A few good rolls later, they were sitting in the train, taking them to their destination. Moments later, as audience just stated, circumstances painted the entire group as beet farmers starting out their new business as beet juice maker. And we learned that audience can defeat, morally, someone with just the flex of his muscles. So,
You gotta get juiced.
surprisingly enough, they embraced the situation
Yeah, that's all of them.
and gained instant fame on board the train, which we know it's everything they want to have. Fame.
Yes.
For our stealth mission, yes. Yes, that's a little.
It's very important.
Like the most famous beet juicer in the whole train, and perhaps the whole aisle chain.
Yeah, and then probably the entire island chain. Probably more than just one island chain. Well, after this sudden gain in fame, they all went back to their compartment where they got the tail end of a heated argument between their two other companions, Sachet, a female tiefling, and Civ, their guide into this island chain.
Or Sip the Hedgehog, as we now.
As they started calling him since last episode, yes.
Civ E the Hedgehog.
He is the fastest thing alive. Alright. So. I believe we ended last episode with audience, Tobiyashi, and Fisher in the compartment with Civ. Remy had decided to follow Sachet, as she seemed extremely upset from the conversation that she just had with Civ. And I let Jorg be somewhere in the middle so he could choose to either go inside and probably have a conversation with Civ, or go outside following Remy and have a conversation with Sachet. So,
The session actually ended with me looking over my shoulder going, Jorg, so I need to know if you're there or not so I can finish that.
I will follow you since I'm your guide dog.
Oh, you're no longer a dog.
I'm no longer a dog. Well, I'll still be your guide dog.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on here. Pause.
I feel like there's a music about
Okay,
this.
I didn't think Jorg had to be added to the list.
That blanket's doing weird things to him, man.
No, yeah, I'll follow you anyways.
Now we gotta capitalize dungeons.
Alright, well then you're just in the train cart with us.
Alright.
So Jorg
Alright.
is there.
Yeah, Civ had just asked where the dog was, and audience turned and said, "Oh no, he turned back, and Jorg turned back into a normal person. He's apparently over there."
He's right behind me, where I like him. Wait, what?
Anyways,
Uh-oh.
wasn't my ball
I
trying
might
to
be on
talk
top
to
of
me?
the list now.
Like, it's like, oh, sorry, I took him off my leash. Here you go, Jorg.
You can have your freedom back.
I'll
Come
just
on,
look
get
over
down
to
on the
Jorg.
horse.
I'll look over to Jorg. I'm like, are you gonna make a cloak out of that or not?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Might as well.
At the very least, a
Then I
security
can never-
blanket.
I'll never have to take it off.
Exactly.
Well, no, I don't want Jorg to be missing a whole lot of episodes.
Now you see what'll happen is that, like, you know, like every time, like, for example, in combat when he's wearing this new cloak, It's like he'll have to make a con or wisdom save, and if he fails, he's going to start getting sleepy.
I'll go for the
He's gonna
blanket and just cuddle up with it in the middle of combat.
Every time your hit points drop between 50%, you have to make a wisdom save. If you fail, you just take out the blanket and start wrapping yourself in it, and then everyone just lose.
Blanket of invulnerability.
All right.
Just remove the in part.
All right, so since Jorg was the one who started today's session, we're going to go with where Jorg decided to go as the next moment in this odd situation. So, we have audience, Tobiashi, Fisher, and Jorg in the compartment with Civ. And audience asked what had happened for her to be this upset, and he answered that the conversation started to turn for the more aggressive when she said, "Why do you get to see the sunlight?" And so
Toby made a bad joke. Definitely not a funny.
Her having us having eyes, so that's why I got to see the light. Yeah, that was actually a good one. Woo.
Hey, Gargle Kyle. No, you're just in time. We've started only 10 minutes ago. All right. So, this is where you are right now, in the compartment with Civ. If there's anything you'd like to talk to with Civ, or among yourself, now would be the perfect time to initiate that conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to Remy, who's decided to talk to Sachet. Audience, you're talking to yourself. You're muted.
I mean, I do that anyways. I don't have to be muted. Civ, what's the plan when we reach the South Station? Are you gonna stay with us? Are you gonna jump off the train? What's your plan for not drawing attention to us, I guess?
Well, judging by the mending shirt on you, I think you've managed to draw a fair bit of attention to yourselves on your own. I, on the other hand...
Yes, but not as dangerous adventurers.
No. Fortunately.
Just as the local himbo.
Fortunately. Well, for myself alone, it's easier if I am not part of the train when we get to the station. They will most likely be performing a complete security verification on the train. If not, they are going to ask you to change train, which will result in roughly the same thing. I can always help you if you have an idea to get in the street discreetly, but if you make a commotion, there will most likely increase security and not let the train leave. So, as discreet as possible. You can expect a wide variety of magic cancelling artifact to be used on the train. So your normal tricks won't necessarily work. Jorg's ability might be able to circumvent some. Otherwise, he can always transform into a bird and simply fly away and come back right before the train comes. if he has memorized the spell, he could always try to polymorph some of you. Problem with such a spell is that you adopt the intelligence of whatever animal you've decided to use. So
I want to be a rat.
Yeah, rats would be
Interesting.
good. I'd probably do crows, because then we can fly and they're pretty intelligent.
now,
I'm pretty sure Fisher and Toby's intelligence would go up if we switch into that. So I'm just here to win.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Did you just hear that slander, Fisher? What the hell?
Excuse me?
Where did this attitude come from? I thought we were
Snicker.
Beat Brothers.
That's kind
We
of
are
funny.
beef brothers. It
coming
was
from
just
you.
it was a good joke.
It was a good joke. It was very funny.
Intelligence is
Jokes are often
actually-
funny
no,
because
it's
of
not
how
that.
ridiculous they are.
Yeah, that's true.
As you speak to the man with the lowest intelligence in the party.
Yes.
nice, another subscriber.
Woo!
If you
Connie
get
the
to the
Gamer
sub-
Brother. It is very
I mean,
much
honestly-
appreciated.
Let me, the negative charisma robot, explain humor to the.
No, absolutely. There's always a good joke to be made about this. I think technically it's supposed to be him explaining the whole thing that feels like a joke because he just keeps talking about it in the same voice all along.
I will say, I think me and Toby are somewhat known on this train now as like beet farmers. We could honestly probably try and use like the train's like persuasion to just convince the guards that that's who we are, as we
Yeah.
since employees on the train know of us as beet farmers.
Yes, however, when we change train, they will be asking you to remove your cowl, and they will see your
Ah,
face.
Mm.
That will
I
draw
forgot they're
attention,
racist.
as you've been doing your best to keep this a secret up until now.
But they'll see a dragonborn with the face as a beet farmer.
Yes, I'm not saying that this is going to be a bad thing. I'm saying
So what's
it
the-
will definitely draw attention for whatever you want to do on the next island.
So we don't want them to see audience's face just because it will drag attention to us. Is that correct? Or are they
Dragonborn are
racist?
very rare.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought they were just racist.
could be
No,
both.
not inherently, but Dragonborn, because of their innate desire to contribute to the tribe, they do not fit as well here. Most Dragonborn you will find are either people from outside this place or part of incredibly dangerous criminal organization, which would definitely immediately draw the attention as either a captured person from outside or someone to be imprisoned on site.
What if I just act super dumb?
Well,
Like basically I'm just a beet farmer, but like my brother or my boss basically tells me everything, and that's why I'm here. It's just because I basically have zero intelligence.
Wait, you haven't been doing that this
You have
whole
to
entire
act.
time?
I expected that. I also respect it.
I had enough respect to not say it.
but you were thinking it.
Sorry, it's one of my character traits. No, I'm just...
Well, that is entirely up to you. If you wish to take that chance, because it will be a chance, it can be rewarding, as many people will know you as someone with limited wits. It can be advantageous, but also very easily recognizable.
I mean, if magic's not working, we might have to risk it. And so far, we've gotten through with a lot of disguises.
How long can you hold your breath?
Me?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, a decent amount of time. Probably like, I have big lungs. Breathe. I have to use my
Probably
breath
like
weapon.
probably
So
like 10 minutes plus your con mod.
yeah,
I
like 5 minutes.
I thought every morning Remy was casting something on us. Was that another thing?
There's water breathing.
Water
Or was that when was,
So we just
was that when we
fill
were
the
on the ship?
dimensional storage with water.
I don't think that would, because I think that's
Water breathing allows you to process the oxygen in water. You're still going to run out of oxygen if you just fill the whole
dissolved
thing with water.
oxygen.
what kind of
And
check
George
would
have
it
this
take
crazy air
for
bubble spell.
Fisher to know the relative density of oxygen in water versus in air?
Are we doing advanced math?
Well,
Computing.
Fisher might be the one that would be the easiest to sneak in, whether through indirect method or direct ones. He can easily pass as an arbalist going to the next island chain. He has an emblem on him which would certainly validate this, although it is a bit old-fashioned. It would certainly work. Or you can store him into Audience's dimensional space. He's the only one. We do not need to worry about oxygen consumption. In a similar way, Jorg could polymorph some of you into very small animal. Oxygen consumption would drastically be diminished. That could settle the problem for at least one of you. Jorg himself can transform himself into a small one. So 2 of you, that still leaves 3 members.
Beat Brothers.
Yeah, the Beat Brothers stay out. Wait, who's the third member? Is that Sachet?
Yeah.
Well, I have to stay out anyway because
oh,
I
you're
don't
the
think
only
I
one who
can
can open.
yeah, the only one who can open it.
So the Beat Brothers and one of the Beat Brothers' mistress. Okay.
Interesting.
Beat Brothers.
The story is he's so good at beet juicing that I got her for him, and that's just how it works.
Our business manager.
Got her.
The story is becoming suddenly a little worried, I think, as we.
Interesting.
I think the Beat Brother part's
Action
believable. I'm not sure if the mistress part is as.
going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe a
I'm not
walking-
sure she would find this particularly flattering. Although if you are going with Audience being very dim-witted, you can easily try to have him say that he chose her because she has the same color as the beet juice. But
Here's another
That's perfect.
She reminds me of the
problem that might come up. Do you guys actually have any beats?
Well, we could ask the guy that we got the first beats from for all his beats.
And that would be suspicious. That
No.
We don't need. We have business cards.
Whoa! We never
Off
said
of
that.
people.
We never said we
have
were
business
bringing.
cards. We're trying
Yeah,
to
we
sell our
have.
business.
Wait, I gotta make more of those. Don't say we have business cards. Okay, we never told them that we have beets with us. We just said we were beet juice farmers.
Okay. So then
we're trying to go to different places to see if they have better beets than us, or like if we could acquire better beets for better juice.
They can't beat our beats.
We're scouting the
They
comp.
can't beat our beets.
That's your slogan.
That's their slogan. You can't beat our beat.
But they're looking for better beats.
Oh, wow.
I just want to run into the beet mafia.
The slogan would actually be, "They can't beat us."
They can't
Can't
beat
beat
us.
us.
We're the better beaters.
This is evolving into something really weird.
Okay.
The master beaters. It all comes full circle.
I mean, okay. Chances also go up probably if I am in the dimensional storage, if that's the story you're going for.
Well, I mean, wait, are we actually going with this plan, or are we just talking about
I don't
this?
think we should. That's why it's better that if we do, I'm in the storage.
Because
and I
this plan
don't mess
isn't
it
thought
up,
out at
'cause
all.
I
I'll
will.
be the first one. I gotta make more cars if we're gonna do this.
I mean, we have already created. It's not the worst plan. We have already
It's
created
not.
an
It's
alibi.
not. Yes, I mean, people believe us. There's a bunch of girls that'd probably be surrounding audience, which would make it easier for us to sneak past.
Would it kind of sounds like security's like tight enough that it's like line them up and go through one at a time.
Yeah, but I'm more saying we would have witnesses potentially around us to like verify. Yes, they are beet juicers.
Yeah, and then
Okay. I got
and-
yeah.
well, we might have some haters out there too, because there's some guys that didn't.
There was one guy who I don't think is a
Yeah.
big fan of me.
Yeah, he was kind of ashamed.
I told him to go juice up though, so I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's not going to help him to see that Sachet might be part of the group. She is kind of hot.
She could be our wealthy patron.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
could
know.
add to the. Wait,
a
or was
warlock
she
being a patron? No, that's an interesting concept.
We could
No,
just
she's-
take a bunch of shiny things and kind of drape them on her like she's a wealthy
She-
individual.
How about what if she was your like? What if she was like the newbie and you're teaching her how to beat juice? That's why we're bringing her here with us, so that she could learn.
I'm not sure she has the physical presence of a good beet juicer.
That's why she's learning. She's a newbie. She just started beet juicing. You're not gonna automatically be a strong beet juicer. It's not like you're born. Well,
So
maybe
what
you,
You're
but
not.
Beat
Don't you just-
juicing a verb.
Look, why
You
can't
even-
I'll tell you this. I'm very
Juice
dumb. I'm very dumb, and you're like the businessman. She could be the bookkeeper. She could be the one who.
oh
like,
yeah,
our
she's
funds.
she's the what is it? What are they called? Not assistant. She is
I think bookkeeper. I think that's what they're
Secretary?
called. Secretary.
no, not secretary.
no.
Accountant. She's she's our accountant.
Yeah,
Yeah, she.
that's
she
what I was
extracted
saying. The
money.
business manager.
She
Exactly.
extract the money in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to start saying to everyone that she does your book. Yeah.
Her patron is the math demon or something.
No, I don't think we bring up. I don't think we bring up a patron when we
Or-
introduce.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Whatever.
The beet,
Yeah, that's
the
not-
beet juice patron. He's the one who
She's
inspired us.
obviously a tiefling.
Uh-huh.
She's not obviously a warlock.
The big
Yeah.
beet juice in the sky.
I don't think we bring up that she's a warlock. I don't think that's the play.
Yeah.
All right. Well, apparently you have a whole story for the group. Jorg and someone else will be. Well, Jorg, did you memorize
Yeah, what do you have
polymorph?
prepared?
I don't think I did, but let me check.
Did you memorize the air bubble spell?
Well, I would have if I was playing last episode. Does that count?
Well, the only spell last episode that is canon that you cannot remove is
That's with the trace.
yes, that's it. I don't know
Mhm.
why I
I was
had
gonna keep
moved
that
without
one
a
anyways.
trace. Pass without a trace and good berries. I think it's
Mhm.
the
You
only
can replace
ones that
anyone
you
but
need
those.
to keep in. But since you weren't there, I do not mind allowing you to change what you have memorized. Although, be honest, everyone had been asking you to memorize the air bubble, but
Nobody mentioned polymorph.
no.
Yeah.
To be fair, the air bubble would work though. We wouldn't need the
What's the
polymorph
spell
if we
called?
had the air bubble.
Air bubble. Yeah.
Called
I don't
air
think I
bubble.
have it on my.
It's from the Spelljammer book. So if you don't have the
Oh, I do not have that. So let's just go to air bubble on Pathfinder.
It's
Duration
not called,
1
it's not called
minute.
air bubble.
Oh,
Duration
It is
1
called air
minute?
bubble.
Are you sure it's not casting time 1 minute?
The duration should be like a bunch of hours. It should not be 1 minute.
Wait, so we could go into space with the air bubble? Oh
That-
my
I
gosh.
think that's the point.
air bubble. This is from a Spelljammer.
Just to answer the question here, it lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's 1 minute casting time and 24 hours duration.
Yeah.
Is that it?
One action.
Yup,
casting
and it's
time.
a level 2 spell.
Mhm.
So I will have that prepared. Can I add a spell that's like not in my
I don't think so. It's
No.
kind of a pain.
like you can't just like write a spell to put in here.
Just leave it open and
Yeah.
remember it.
So if we
I'll
ever
remember
get
it.
into a pinch, we just air bubble, go into the dimensional storage, stay in there for 24 hours, come
I
back.
could.
Come out.
Uh-huh.
Hope
I
the
couldn't.
problem solved.
Yeah, hope the problem's solved.
You would
How
just
big is the
abandon me?
entrance?
Yeah, you gotta run, bro. You gotta run as fast as you can.
How big is the entrance to the air bubble?
It's not. It's you cast it
I
on
mean,
a
not the
person.
Cast it
bubble,
on a
but,
person, and it's like a helmet.
Oh, his storage. I think it's
Yeah.
10 feet. Right.
Okay.
It's my storage. My storage is pretty big.
I was gonna
10
say
feet
if it
by
was
10 feet,
small,
yeah.
we could probably hide it and then be able to like sneak out.
What?
Hope
You can only
nothing
pick
comes in.
one.
Like
So
we
could I-
opened it and just left a little bit open so we could still get air in.
How
Oh
many
no, there's an
creatures can you go
obvious
around?
there's an obvious crack when it's open.
Okay.
People would be like, "Why is there just a rift in like the air?"
Yeah.
And then you just be like, don't worry about it.
So you'd have to
normal.
cast it twice.
No, you just have to. He just has to upcast it. If he
Mhm.
cast it at level 3, he can create 3 bubbles in
Three.
total.
Okay.
And that would cover everyone but the Beat Brothers.
The Beat Brothers. So we
I
wouldn't
don't
need
even know if we
Sachet in
need
there.
Sachet. Yeah, I don't think we need
Yeah,
Sachet.
we don't even need the bookkeeper.
I think the Beat Brothers could handle it.
Yeah. What if we want Remy out
Beat Brothers is
to
so
help?
rad.
What if Remy needs to change the look on your face? Wait, was that Remy
No,
that
that
did
wouldn't
that, or
work.
was
He
that
can't.
Sachet?
Magic.
Magic
Magic
is.
is-
Oh
yeah.
yeah, huh?
That's the whole
Off.
thing.
Shit.
Nothing a good couple of fists can't solve.
Wait,
Helping
so
me beat me up is gonna make me look less suspicious.
Yeah.
Alright, so apparently the plan is to use Air Bubble at 3rd level on Jorg, Remy, and Sachet. Have Audience and Tobiyashi be the Beat Brother trying to sell their beats. And Fisher, the question
Be around
is...
the bush.
Yeah, definitely. The Beat Bush. The Beat Bush beater. And Fisher, either have him try to join in separately as a arbalist going to the next island, or hide him inside of the dimensional space. You just have to give the crystal to Civ, and he'll rejoin you later on. All
you
right,
say crystal? What crystal?
it's a small crystal, the key to open the
Oh,
dimensional
so
storage.
because when you go through
Oh.
security, they would
They would detect the crystal.
detect that.
Anything magic on us, they'll detect.
Yeah.
So we have to throw all our
Audience,
magic
you can't
things in
take
there.
off your armor, can you?
I think my
Mm.
armor will be okay.
Shit, I have to put my weapon in there. I have to put my knife. I have no
We gotta
weapons.
put everything.
Wait, I got my fist. Never mind.
Yeah.
Do I have to put my artifact in there?
No, I think artifacts were okay. I think the artifacts like
Your artifacts
thing.
are a special type of magical
Okay.
object. They do radiate a little bit of magic, but they do not betray the full power that they have.
Okay.
Okay, so it seemed like it might look like a
Benign magical object, something small.
But still, any magic.
mine would
right?
probably just look like some form of light like scale mail armor. That's how people would interpret mine.
Well, people would see that you have a magical bracelet, but your scales, you haven't. Well, actually, you forgot about it. You had your scale analyzed. You said you'd be back to hear the answer, but you never came back. So you don't know exactly the nature of the change in your scales. But you know that there are fundamental changes. So the magic might not actually be all that noticeable.
I just have a terrible disease. They'll believe it. They don't know Dragonborn. There aren't enough here. I'm slowly turning into stone.
Tobiashi, I mean, you have gloves.
Yeah.
You know, you could be beating beets with those gloves.
Yeah.
They're actually
Mm-hmm.
beet cestus. They give you a bonus for beating beets.
also helps him get more of a workout in.
Yeah.
When he's working.
Gives me a better grip when I'm
I
beating.
think I should be in the storage with everybody else, just because even though it should be really easy for me to get through, I am not confident in my abilities to lie if literally anything goes wrong. So
The only problem is that the only problem with putting all my magical items in the storage with audience is if we ever get split up, all I have are my fist.
but
I'm in the same
that's
boat.
what you do anyway, right?
Isn't
Like, if
isn't
I don't
it
have
the only
my
thing you've
sword,
ever had?
I really can't do a lot. If
true,
you
huh?
only have your fist,
Well, that's true.
you
Yeah,
can still
I'm
do
better off than most.
of-
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have to
I
rely
did,
on not getting into combat.
Yeah.
if we-
Okay. All right. So let's open that bitch up and put all of our stuff in there first.
Well, I don't think we need to do it now. I think we can wait. I think
Wait,
we
how
still
much time do we have?
About
Like
2 hours.
Okay, we're fine.
We
Then.
got a little time.
yeah, we're
I don't
fine.
think these people want to be stuck in the storage for an extra 2 hours.
No.
Especially since a lot of people saw you get in. Although Jorg might have to polymorph again when he gets out because, one dog came in. A guy comes out.
Hey Fisher,
Oh yeah.
can you speak
Uh-huh.
primordial right now?
No,
Fuck.
your construct.
I'm gonna bring out my ball and look at it. I'm like, can you breathe without air?
Ooh,
That's a good
isn't
question.
it in?
It's in its own little
sealed steel
space,
ball.
kind of, but
I
I
don't,
don't
think
know
that
if it's its own like
lets air
dimensional
in.
space though. Well, it has vents, so like air gets through and fire gets out and stuff like that. So like the elements come out of the ball.
Oh.
Well, without anything to translate, the only answer that you can get from this is confidence.
So okay, I think he can breathe without
Or
air.
at least he thinks he can.
Yeah, he thinks he can. So I'm not sure.
Would be a tragedy if it was to perish. I don't say
Oh
that
yeah,
out
audience, I got to talk to you about something later.
loud. Okay.
It's just something to keep. Yeah,
All right. I'll talk to you later.
yeah. Let's get this finished first, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So we're going with the beet juice plan, right? Okay, so is beet juice plan A, and then what is plan B? We should come up with
Plan
another
B
plan
is
just in case.
Plan B is we cry because none of our party members are with us. They're stuck in storage and we have no weapons.
So we only have Plan A.
And you have only
Plan
one
B,
day
jump
to
off the
figure
train,
out.
right?
And you'll have only one day to figure out a way out of this before your friend die of.
Well, Jorg could cast it a couple times.
Well, yeah, if Jorg's
Yeah.
in there, everybody should be fine. Because he can cast it again, and he can make good berries.
So we'd have like
Oh yeah.
3-4 days.
Don't get trapped in stasis.
So,
That's the biggest problem.
so
Because like I assume I can't.
You guys died. We spent
Refresh.
3 years.
3 years. He just like going to sleep, waking up, casting it.
I will say,
it.
if audience
my
dies, you guys
whole
are in
life,
trouble
I just
because I'm the
spent
only one who can open
concentrating on
it.
air bubble.
Uh-huh.
If I did that and we spent like an extended period of time, could I just have air bubble up at all times without?
No,
concentrating
he's just
on
like
Well,
no.
doesn't
You,
take?
Even
I don't think it takes concentration.
the
Oh, that-
improved.
Yeah, no, it's just 24 hours.
So, just for your information, George, yes, if you have the proper spells, you could technically live in there for the rest of time. Because air bubble would give you 24 hours of oxygen. So you have 24 hours to cast it again. If you place it at the right time during the day, you'll have your 8 hours of sleep. With Goodberry, you can keep everyone fed. You actually have create water in your spell list, so you could simply memorize it.
Remy would also
Yeah.
have his geyser thing.
Decanter.
Yeah.
The thing of the Decanter of Infinite Water.
So you have everything, and you have a source of light. Fisher is going to be in there, and he can cast the light cantrip. So you have a source of light. I'll admit your muscle would severely atrophy in there eventually, but you can live there for a very long time. So yeah, second half of this adventure is you trying to figure out a way to get out of the dimensional space because Audience and Tobiyashi died.
You have to build
or stasis.
2
or
roads.
just audience died, and it's Toby trying to
And I
get
just
out
have-
of Misty Isles,
I just have the
get
crystal
back
with
to
me.
the garden, and
Yeah.
find someone who can open it.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, all
Good
right.
plan, guys.
And
You
then
got
and then
it.
Wait, what
We-
happens if we break the crystal, audience?
I
It's a
have not
magical
tried it.
object. You're gonna have to
Oh.
really seriously try if you want to do this.
I think that's a D100 roll with not great odds, is what I'm going to tell you.
All right,
Metagame.
so we have Civ break it.
Yes, absolutely. Break your dimensional storage. I fully endorse this idea.
Yeah, we'd either die instantly,
Well, that's
or
Plan C.
appear somewhere in the astral sea.
Uh,
but if we build 2 crossroads
So
inside
with
there,
this,
we could meet that guy.
Okay, this is
So
Wait a
with
minute.
this plan completely developed, I guess we're gonna jump to Remy, who has decided to go talk with Sachet. You roughly have half an hour.
You know, Ravi is just feeling like really good about the fact that he is missing 0 important conversations about the health and well-being of the entire group.
Yeah.
Nothing important happened while you were gone, don't worry.
Okay. So, I guess Remy, you simply follow Sachet as she leaves this train compartment, and she's not trying to be stealthy or anything, so your passive perception easily allows you to see where she's going. She's angry, she just wants to not be near Civ. So she has very low standard for where she's going to be in the next few minutes.
I mean, you know, in fairness, there are probably plenty of people on these isles who would also not like to be anywhere near Civ, so...
Majority of people, I would say. So, doesn't take a whole lot to find her again. You're just 1 or 2 minutes behind her. You turn around, you go through the first door. When you get to the next compartment, you see a group of 3 people just still having their hands up and looking at one another, and you hear them having this conversation about what bit her. Damn, she's... Did you say anything to her? No, I just saw her arrive, the same thing you did. And well, so easily you can notice that, okay, she went through this compartment and into the next. You find yourself going through this place you were in where everyone is still talking about the beet juice incident, and one person recognizes you. Hey, it's the what do you call it? Helping the beet juice farmer. Since you are trying to catch up with Sachet, you let the poor comment slide. And you look at toward the end of the compartment, and you are just in time to see the door close. And probably it's where she went. You follow her. You follow her like this through 2 wagons. Then, when you get to the last door, you see the door that would go to the next compartment, to the next wagon. But there's no sign that this door has been opened. So there's a good chance she's on this small balcony between wagons. You don't see her, so she's probably just beside, either on either side of the door. So,
Wait, you said that the door has no sign of having been opened?
the door on the other side. So
Okay.
between compartment, there's a door where you exit, and there's a door where you go in. This door, as you saw it close, but when you look through the window, you notice that the other one doesn't have any signs of having been opened. So she's probably in the space between the 2 wagons on these small balcony between wagons.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure on that. It's like, I didn't feel like I can't complete the information. Anyway, I guess Raimi going up to that door. Sorry, one more question. Is this an innie or an outie door?
For security reason, it would be opening outward. Yeah.
All right, then Raimi is going to knock first because...
Well, you knock, and it is not a big surprise that there's no answer. You do see a flash of light. Not a big one. Not something that suggests someone that has used a dimensional door or something like that. It's a small flash of light aimed toward the ground.
Right, then he's going to carefully and slowly open the door in hopes that she's not leaning on the door.
So you open the door, and slowly you start being able to see on each side, and she's not on the side that the door is opening to. It's opening on the right side, and she's on the left side of the door. So it's opening outward, right side. She is sitting on that landing, on that little balcony, cross-legged, and you catch her just as she is throwing a Eldritch Blast into what looks like a security buffer. You just see it slam in, get absorbed. You see the light is sort of a warlock version of throwing spells into a pond, which might have a monster in it. You're not sure.
Look, I don't want to fight this train boss. I've seen what a Megazord is capable of. I don't want to deal with that.
Ghost Train, Final Fantasy VI. She's currently not really paying that much attention to you. The moment that the door opens, you do notice that she just takes a moment to look at who's there. Most likely when she sees it's you, she doesn't react all that much. You'd expect her to be careful about her magic, but then again she realizes it's you. She just keeps playing with the energy between her hands. She doesn't say a thing.
Maybe slips through the opening that he has made and closes the door behind him.
The moment you're out, your perception makes you realize that on the other side of this balcony, there's Cuddles sitting on the side of the balcony looking towards Sachet. He just has one eyebrow out, looking at you. Giving you the one-eyed look, you know.
He just sort of awkwardly starts scooting himself a bit until he's directly opposite Sachet and mimics her cross-legged sit, albeit a little more awkwardly, but
How does a bird sit cross-legged? That ought to be very uncomfortable. Right.
although in fairness to Kenku, it's like they're not precisely bird legs.
No.
Because like otherwise birds they kind of have knees, but they also kind of don't.
I don't remember the art. Do they have reversed knees or normal knees?
These are never reversed. They're just ankles.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Okay. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's. I have the image in front of me, so yeah, no, it fits. It would definitely be uncomfortable because of the way that your feet are made and the claw on your heel, but it's doable. It's definitely doable.
Like he's more used to just by plastering himself closer to the ground, but it's like trying to meet her on her own terms. But it's just she'll hear a woman's voice. It's like, "Oh, are you okay, Raimi?"
Takes a moment, maybe enough for the moment to start feeling slightly awkward, but also understandable. She just says, "So, has everyone just told you to go get the upset thiefling to cooperate again? Come back with the group? Are you the ambassador of all that is good and acceptable?"
Raimi shakes his head.
Did you have a choice in who you could bring here? Did it have to be him?
I'm sorry. Repeat what she said, because like my brain, I don't think processed that correctly.
Did you have a choice about who you could bring with you? Did it have to be him?
Meanie.
Okay, yeah, just needed to. It's like a Raimi. I think like the truthful answer to that is a shake of the head, because I think we did essentially have to bring him.
Well, he was an obvious choice. You could have decided to go without him, but you would have then decided to go in there completely blind.
So it's a choice that, to a certain degree, wasn't really a choice. But you know,
So how do you convey that information to her?
it's I think you would probably borrow a phrase similar to like, I think he just borrowed this phrase like, he's rough around the edges, but he's the best we got.
What about you? What did the judge say about you? Can you leave the island?
Raimi shakes his head.
What did you do that was so horrible that the judge would see it fit that you'd stay here?
Okay, she's heard this. She heard this phrase like not too long ago. Never leave a man behind. But then he points to himself and looking left, right, and then minor illusioning an identical version of himself and points at that one.
And why did you choose to leave others like you behind? If you want help for this from a narrative point of view, it's because technically, and Remy can decide to absorb that whatever way he wants, because I did a bit surprise you with this information. In hindsight, you realize that the information was there, and if you had paid attention to those details, you would have realized this. But at the moment, you were so focused on finding a way out that you just went completely over those clues.
Don't worry, I came with an excellent phrase that I know that the dear captain would have said. Hindsight's a bitch.
Is there anyone from your party who can leave?
Amy. This is gonna be a real bit confusing because, like, actually, I'm trying to remember if Fisher actually brought her out. So whether I don't know how she's gonna take this, but like, he minor illusions Harry, the worm, between his hands.
You were an innocent worm.
So you're saying the only person who can actually leave is one who has barely ever seen the world, one who's lived a sheltered life. So, what hope is there for someone like me? Even audience doesn't think that this can change. He said the path doesn't matter. It's the only thing I have. I can't change who I am. So I can't leave. But a monster who killed thousands can't leave. If even a champion of the light doesn't believe in what I can do, then I'll never see the light. I'll never see the sun. I am condemned.
Raimi considers for a moment. Then responds, with this. The only cell you can't escape from is the one you put yourself in.
But I didn't place myself into this cell. I was born in it.
Raimi shakes his head and then points to her head.
The sin is engraved inside of my skin, inside of every fiber of my being. My color, my horns, my tail. I've had to defend myself in the past. I have had to take a life so that mine didn't stop, so that someone else's life didn't stop.
Raimi is going to look at her, and in Jorg's voice, "Hey, Raimi, why can't you speak?"
If I understood correctly, what my friend said, that punishment was made to your kind through anger and a desire to make an example by the deity which created your kind. Even his actions would not be sanctioned by the judge. So that is not the same thing.
And yet here we are.
But the judge did not judge you for this. He judged you for not having paid attention, and because of this, others suffered. Not because you can't speak.
I didn't choose this.
No one does. But we live with the consequence. She just looks down and plays with magical energy a little bit between her hands.
The way I see it, Raimi, the system's all rigged.
Then it's like I said. I am meant to stay here.
Well, Raimi, looks like we're gonna break some rules.
I don't think you have the same willpower as your friend. I don't know how he did this. How he was able to withstand the onslaught of the judge. I've never heard of someone who can simply face him. Face whatever judgment he can pass. And walk through the barrier. His mind is unique. And terrifying.
Derek over there, he's seen some shit.
So what's now? I think I've managed to convince my friend that you're not spies trying to get into his library. It's probably better if I stay there when we get there and you try and convince him to take over the point, the station, where verification will be held. He knows how that whole thing works. And you don't need anyone for the last station, because this is where you are going to all be. So I'll stay there, the library, till my hand recovers completely. Don't let audience try something stupid and force the judge hand into accepting to get me out.
And we're all gonna do something stupid.
Audience is like, bet. Bet.
This is a challenge now.
Watch me. No.
You haven't seen what I've seen of those who have tried. How messed up they come back. The base case scenario is he's simply become a zombie roaming the edge of the barrier. But the worst case is atrocious.
You'll come back, won't you, Raimi?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. And who knows, maybe my book will still be able to connect with Tobiyashi. And maybe he'll still be able to talk to me from the other side. maybe maybe you leaving the island won't be the end of it. Just a different version of this.
Where are reinforcements at?
I'm not sure that bringing more people here would help all that much. I'm pretty sure that most adventurers, like all of you, have had moments where they made mistakes. Do you really want to get more people trapped in here? I mean, even the judge will eventually learn how you're getting out. He'll adapt. You might not be able to do the same thing several times in a row.
We're looking for decisive victory.
Well, and I hope you know how to convince the judge, because there is no greater expression of justice here.
As far as you know, love.
As far as history knows, and history has been along for the ride for far longer than I have.
Who writes history?
Those who survive.
And you trust him? Of all people.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a way to escape something if you go through death, but I mean, isn't it a little painful to go through death?
Like Raby shrugs.
Hey,
You don't know.
well. So, that may be an interesting conversation and a plan for the future, but right now the present is a little bit more pressing. Have you all got a plan to get to the next island?
Get it? Pressing like beet juice? Sorry. Sorry, too soon.
Like Rainy shrugs and like, and there he goes.
Right. So it's the usual plan then. Close your eyes and start running in a direction, hoping that there's no walls and no monsters. I hope there's nothing's gonna go bad with this. We should be arriving in about an hour and a half. I'll be along in a few minutes. Don't worry, Cuddle's going to stay with me. There's something a little bit forced in the way she smiled, but
Raimi, it's like considers for a moment and do you want a hug?
that's okay. I've got something better. I've got cuddles. But thank you for asking. She sorts of give you a shy, one-handed hesitant hug around one of your arm. And then let's go.
Then just reaches into his sleeve, pulls out 2 truffles, puts one in front of Cuddles.
I'm sure he's going to appreciate it. But you have to be careful about this. I'm gonna need to buy new clothes if you keep giving me those truffles. And I don't have any money right now. Oh, you know Cuddles
Randy,
can
just
take the truffle so long as you're looking at him.
Raimi turns his head back to Sachet. But in response to your comment, opens his beak and makes a coin jingling sound.
Oh, that's okay. I think... Well, so long as you don't give me too many truffles, I think that I have everything I need in a library of my friend where we're going.
She's not looking for a sugar daddy? Damn.
Wait, so does this mean she's lactose intolerant? Or
You don't know if it's chocolate
I mean-
milk. One piece of gold, the ingredients varies for everyone. It might actually be a white truffle. Or a pink truffle.
Well, the funny thing is, if we're really taking that phrase based on its literal meaning, it's Raimi would be closer to a sugar daddy considering the sugar content that he's been offering her.
No, Rami's just trying to get her fat so audience finds her less attractive.
Wow.
Well, seeing
true,
as
huh?
she's
Wait a
malnourished,
minute.
there's a long way to go.
audience fat shaming? I gotta go to Twitter.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
She looks at
Don't-
herself for a moment. Oh. No, I don't think I was blessed with this particular element.
Got you smiling.
She takes a small bite of the truffle. How do you change the taste every single time? The first one was mint. The next one was a mix of cinnamon and prunes. This one is pure cherry. That's impressive.
Maybe just like a because like I think you've like seen this kind of like imagery, but just like it throws up his talons and like lets like a minor illusion, like a glitter thing. He's just like
well, this can mean one of two things. Either it's magic or magicians never tell their tricks. That's slightly mean here. She looks at you, but you recognize a slightly playful smile when she says this.
Raimi borrows a wink from audience.
I know that you can only copy. How many people has he been trying to seduce? I'm not blind. I know he has an eye for me. Well, I'm not blind anymore.
He opens his beak, and the sound of like several individuals like walking across a gravel road. You know I'm talking about that sound, just like the discordant footsteps.
So he's a flirt.
Robbie, why are you screwing over your boy here? Having to beat a wingman.
Well, my father did tell me to be careful about people who give out compliment too easily. I won't tell him you said anything if you won't tell him that I on to him. She gives you a small wink.
So he extends one of the talons from his hand. Maybe she recognizes a pinky swear.
Okay, yeah. She looks at this for a moment and, well, I haven't seen this since I was 12 years old. Well, actually, that's one of the first thing I saw, so... Okay. She gives you a pinky swear. Alright, well, you can go back to everyone and say that you have managed to convince me of staying with the group. I'm sure audience will like this.
See you soon, Raimi. As like Raimi nods and turns his head back toward Cuddles one more time, just to...
The truffle is gone.
With Cuddles successfully appeased, Raimi...
It's a tribute.
Just opens the door back up, slides himself back through the opening, and closes it behind him.
You have this small moment of sliding back, and in that instance, you stop looking at Cuddle and you stop looking at Sachet, and you make one step back, and you look at her as you're closing the door, and you notice that Cuddles is on her shoulders with both of his hands dangling on the other side, sort of a awkward sloth-like cuddles.
So yeah, with that, after closing the door, he starts making his way back to the their designated cart. Once again, avoiding the interrogations of those interested in beet juicing.
Sorry, sir. Do you have one of those little cards that they were giving? I mean, it's weird what they're doing, but I think I can improve on it. Might even have a few ideas for them.
As you're walking into the cart, so we're gonna throw Remy into the storage, and we're gonna talk to them about beet juices. There's red, extra red, light red. Wait, is it more like a maroon color?
Is that what I actually walk in on?
Yes,
I don't mind.
that's what I'm talking to everybody about.
The conversation has devolved around the different
Oh,
kind
God.
of beet juice that you can have and how to change the color of beet juice.
You know, it's actually pretty amazing because, like, you know, essentially, like, Raimi's like a feather complexion is like, like kind of like a midnight black sort of situation, but suddenly it turns like a very pale gray.
Oh,
The
Remy,
fuck did I miss?
Remy, you're back. How is
They
Sashay
came
doing?
up with a plan.
We have a plan.
We have a plan. Also, how is Sashay doing?
I have my my potion kit out, and I've got beet juice in it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Your mortar and pestle is now red.
Yeah, he used it to.
Oh boy!
It's entirely.
It's totally red. It's dyed now.
Great. Now I have to get a new one because they like get a bunch of shit in the pores, and now
It's contaminated.
Oh yeah, and I did mean to tell you, D&D does give you the option to create object in several sessions. You don't necessarily need to make an object. For example, if you want to make a tea that takes 12 hours to make, you don't need to use 12 consecutive hours. You could put in 3 hours every day, for example.
oh, cool. That's good to know. So if I want zombie repellent,
Especially the first level, first and second level, because it's mostly you just drying the leaf properly and then extracting the essence. Those are process which you can leave, you can interrupt. So
Yeah.
you'd be able to do this during several days and not necessarily do this in a single sitting.
cool. That's handy. I'm updating Discord so I can check that list.
Yeah, I noticed that there's a huge quantity of.
Oh yeah.
Damn, what
That was from the
all this?
pictures I was trying to find. And then music I'm listening to right now.
Steam Train music, interesting. I'll probably listen to this later.
That top one is copyright free.
Okay. Well, I'll listen to them first, just, in case you're trying to... Alright, so... I believe that the question is there a plan and how's Sashay doing? Remy, do you want to answer this now or after the break? Because we could take our break right now.
Might as well be after the break
Okay.
because so that we're not waiting too long to have that actually happen.
All right. All right, well, Val and V, you've been most active today, so we're going to reward you with marsh sounds.
Ducks.
Ducks, toad, frogs, few birds. All right.
Caw.
Yawn.
All right, so we'll be back in 15 minutes with the explanation for poor Remy of how everything's going to unfold. Fortunately for Remy, the explanation from the group to Remy can be done quite easily. It's the explanation of how Sachet's doing from Remy to the group that might prove to be a little bit more of a challenge. Alright, see you back in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello, we're back. That was an interesting image to go back to, George.
I forgot to change into pajamas and now I'm sad.
Oh, it's okay. We understand.
I'm still wearing my pants from work. Don't worry.
Me too.
Your
You
guys
guys
are
are
wearing
wearing
pants.
That's what I was gonna
say. We were doing about that. I did not like that.
So we were talking about smells. Tobiyashi, you smell.
I smell like a gas station.
For some reason, every time audiences bend over, it feels like you're smelling fish.
Oh, God.
It's
It's like, the room's starting to smell like soup, and not a savory kind.
the room is starting to smell like audience's own personal 2 beets. So, personal beet juice. So, as you all come back to this moment where Remy comes back in and has a whiff of everything that's been going on in this room. He asks if there's a plan for what is coming. And audience wants to know if Sachet's alright. Well, because the party can actually speak, it's possible for you to just say, Zachary, did you hear everything that we said while we were planning, or did you turn off your earplugs?
No, trust me, I was listening the entire time.
All right, we can
Alright,
save
so
some
we
time by
could
just
not
saying we
help.
describe it to Remy what our plan
Yeah.
is.
Well, you can always add
Raimi
a
just
few.
starts Raimi just starts looking paler and paler the more that you describe it.
I'm starting to worry. I feel claustrophobic already.
Oh yeah, and I
Yeah, it's like, I'm glad somebody at least picked up on that.
I also forgot to tell you. You remember that last fight we had? You lost some hit points, and you went to bed without having someone heal them magically. So you do have additional feathers missing. The curse
Oh, no.
still hasn't been removed.
Well, the thing is that like even at the end of that fight, it's like I think I was only missing like a few hit points anyway.
So
Because that's
you-
because 10th HP is great, folks.
you lost a handful of feathers, but still, I have to mention it. Just to annoy Remy. Alright, so. Yes.
So we tell Remy the plan, and then I guess we wait to hear what he says about Sachet.
So, Remy.
I feel like what would have happened is that to your basically he would have answered your comment first with a thumb talon up.
All right, I would take that.
And then we turn back to the explanation, and then Raimi getting paler and paler the more that it's described.
For some reason, you're losing feathers, but you're not injured. I wonder why.
Yeah, so we'll probably get everyone in there within, I don't know, an hour or so. So we should probably get Sashay back within the hour.
Maybe just goes to the corner and starts hugging his knees.
I thought
Oh,
you
it
were
looks
gonna
like Remy's
say.
in.
I thought you were gonna say he starts hugging Jorg's blanket.
No,
Well,
it smells too much
sure.
like Jorg.
All right, now that everybody knows the plan,
I know, Ravi, I know it seems bad, but it sounds like they have like backup from the rest of the people on the train, right? So they should have, like, it's not a strong story, but like it's already established. So
and it's more
Maybe
than
just
what we
starts
came in
hugging
with.
his knees
Help,
even
right?
tighter.
You don't know how he's doing this, but he starts to suck on his little toe.
Oh, and don't worry, Remy, because I'm going to be playing dumb. I won't be doing any of the talking. It'll be all Toby.
wait, okay, hold on, that wasn't part of the plan.
What do
Maybe
you mean?
starts
Are you guys
driving-
saying
Okay,
that I can't
I don't
talk?
like this. No offense, Toby. I don't like this plan anymore.
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, "We're all gonna die."
Toby, are you muted? You said...
No, wait. Can you hear me? No,
Yes,
I
we
said.
can
Now I can hear you.
Oh, I was saying. You guys don't believe in me? Is that what this is coming to?
I believe in
I-
you, Beat brother.
I have the beat
Audience
lore. I
is
just came
very
up with it
good
in my
at
head.
I
believe in
have the
Toby.
lore.
You know, I might not have been good at talking in the beginning, but I think I've learned a lot from audience's persuasion skills. Just being by him, I just feel that aura of.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know. I think I got this. I think we'll be fine. Okay. Like I said, it's established. I have backups. I'm gonna start making cards right now. I should probably start doing that now.
Yeah.
I still feel like audience should be the one talking.
No.
But he has
I'm
to
a
play
dumb
dumb
brother.
because he's
I'm a
a
dumb brother. I can't talk.
he's the one that he's the beat juicer first of all, and second of all, he is a dragonborn, which the only way to cover that up is him playing dumb. Isn't that what we went over in the beginning? We talked about this.
We talked about
We
this.
clearly went over me talking and being the mastermind. And you know, if worse comes to worse, you guys will just be trapped for a couple years.
I mean,
Randy
potentially
starts
forever.
hyperventilating.
Remy, as you look up and you see Tobias, you're just gonna be trapped in there for a few years. You start hyperventilating, and just so that nothing helps, you look at the window, you know, for a fleeting moment where you think that might be a good idea to jump through the window. You see Cuddles on the other side of the window with arms wide spread like this and eyes looking inside.
I just hand Remy a random brown paper bag that I just had.
I'm like, if we need to, if Remy can't stay in there, if it's too much for him, because I know he doesn't like dark places, like when we went into the mines, we could add him into the lore and he could help out here.
I mean, he's already part of the lore.
Yeah, people already know him.
It's the issue with that is that people also are looking for a Kenku, so that might be more
That's true,
suspicious.
huh? Can you disguise yourself as a little boy, Remy?
He can't because magic won't work.
Fuck.
Come on, I wasn't even part of that conversation, and I paid attention.
Well then, what if he just sneaks around? You think he could be able to just sneak around, be in the shadow? I'm pretty sure he can. Just in case worse comes to worse, he could just be out.
That's
I'm
up to
ready to
him,
help.
but it's adding another wrinkle of another member separated from everyone else. Don't worry,
Yeah, that's
Remy.
true.
I know not audience. I know Fisher can cast like some light. I'm sure Sashay can cast some spells to make it more comfortable while you wait. It shouldn't be that long. It should hopefully only
Yeah.
be, 10, 20 minutes.
Until we get on the next train.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly Ramey's feeling really thankful that he's brought a lot of coins for
We're just
emergency
gonna be
food.
addicted to platinum down there. The platinum food. down
Remy's
there.
gonna try the platinum for the very first time.
we just open the orb like a year later. We just hear chocolate.
You guys don't. You guys were fine. You just forgot we were in.
Yeah, just like,
Yeah.
hey, did we forget something? And then like we don't even go back. We don't go back to the garden. We just start our actual beet juice.
Yeah, we're just
farm.
on a beet farm.
All right,
I feel like
so
we're forgetting something.
Hey guys, hey guys, I feel like we got off track.
yeah,
What were we doing again?
I think we got off track both in the conversation and in the game. So, as this plan unfolds, and audience, Tobiashi, Jorg, and Fisher finish telling Remy of all the details, and as Fisher sees Remy slowly devolving into a nervous wreck while listening to this, and Fisher sort of had that moment of, it sounded so much better when we were talking about it earlier.
Because I thought audience was going to be the one talking.
Wow. I walk away.
As you are about to exit this little booth, you see Sachet is slowly making her way toward the booth where you all are. Do you want to stay here for a second explanation of the plan?
Yes.
Well, I was just walking away to go sit down somewhere else, so I don't have to hear this slander from Fisher.
It's okay.
Not that I'm not confident in you. I
Yeah,
just
mhm.
think audience is
Yeah.
better,
Go ahead and say it.
and we're gonna need the best in this.
That's-
Right? If you had the possibility of getting stuck in a small box with multiple other people for years on end, you would want the best available to prevent that from happening, right?
Whoa, that is Plan D. That's not gonna happen. Okay.
That's all very interesting, because I just said that Sachet was arriving, and you decided to give that explanation as she's standing in front of the door. Right?
What's up, Sachet?
Hey, Sachet.
Did you have a nice cool off period?
She glares at you for a moment, audience. You haven't been able to make a whole lot of points with her in the past week, I think.
Also, just once again, flash cut to with a paper bag apparently like over Ramey's beak.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan is, and then like ... and it fades
Yeah.
to the next scene where we're done
We
explaining.
explained the plan to her.
Right.
What could go wrong?
Exactly.
If we get stuck in there,
What? You won't be able to do anything. You'll be stuck.
yeah, I know. I couldn't think of a threat. Please don't make us get stuck in there.
We're too low level for a plane shift casting.
If we get stuck in there, it's because you died. So that means you died.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Bring us back and kill us again? Please do. By
No,
the way, if you
we're
find
dead.
it first.
But no, but you'll be dead. That's the
Ah.
Well, Sachet, do you think you could talk to me still if you're in that storage.
we can test that out before we get there.
What happens if you give us your dimensional storage space crystal while we're in there?
What?
You're gonna implode.
I'm
Yeah,
not
with
gonna
it-
do that. That
Why
doesn't
not?
sound like a good idea.
Well, you can't. I think
Oh
it's like,
yeah,
it's
because
like
it's
a
like
zipper.
attached to the
Yeah, it like attaches. I don't. And if there was a way to do it, I don't think that would be smart. I think that would create an infinite loop. You guys being stuck in there.
Yeah, probably.
To answer your question, interplanar discussions are not reliable.
I mean, again, we can test this. Like,
Oh
At
no,
any point.
they're possible. I'm just saying they're not reliable. You might get the information, also you might not get the information.
Yeah, we're just
All
speculating.
right, here's another thing. Audience, if everything goes to shit and stuff isn't working out, you just open the dimensional storage on everybody.
I won't have it.
Mhm.
I can't
Oh.
have it. They're gonna
Well,
sense
where-
magical objects.
Oh yeah, Civ's gonna have
Oh.
it. Shit.
Now, don't say that in front of Sachet. I don't think that'll help her agree with the plan.
I don't say that.
Well, you've already said the rest of the plan, so she already knows.
We trust him, right?
So
Mhm.
how many contingency plans do we have for this?
Absolutely zero. This
This
is
is
it.
the only plan.
Right, so it's either get caught and taken to the spire, where they probably will try and do a whole bunch of experiments on Fisher to figure out why he's sentient, and possibly Remy, because he's a bit of an oddity in this realm. And your artifact, because they have a incredible amount of power once you figure out how they work. Or we all go in a dimensional storage where we'll depend on the efficiency of a air bubble magic and the supplies that a single party member can conjure up to keep us alive, while on the outside, two-person take all of the risk that an entire party is not sure they would be able to overcome.
The Beat Brothers.
Yes, I haven't
Who-
forgotten
The more
that
you
can
say
part
it, the
Beat
less I
Brothers?
like the plan on.
Yes, the Beat Brothers. Well, okay. Well, I have another thing. What if we don't go with shoving everybody in the dimensional storage and they just, like, we go first and they come in behind us, or they could go first, they get through, and then we come in as the Beat Brothers.
That doesn't help them get through. That
Wait,
helps us
But
get
they're not
through.
being looked for. Well, are they going to get flagged when Fisher goes through?
Fisher might be able to get through. I
Yeah,
think
wait,
Sachet.
you said-
I think Sachet would be flagged. I think Remy would definitely be flagged. Jorg might be flagged.
Yeah, you said they would try and figure out why I'm sentient. Aren't other constructs here sentient?
Of course. But it's not because it's a known fact that it's known why. You have to look at your value. You are a rare specimen of a sentient construct coming from outside of the island, harboring another sentient being inside of his chest.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This is just backing up our plan even more. So we do throw everybody in there.
Yeah, I think our plan is flawless.
Honestly, I'm staying with their plan. If you guys change your mind, let us know if there's a better plan you come up with. We'll go with that.
I'll knock twice if we want out.
We won't hear you.
Can't
Yeah, I know.
knock. Or-
Jorg, I am the one who knocks.
Remy.
I'll be
We
sitting
could
over
call
here.
you with the orbs, maybe.
Just don't, because we
Don't.
might. You're not gonna know when we're past the guards or not.
Yeah, but what
That-
if I panic?
There's no point for us to be in contact with them, right? Like, why would we need to be in contact with them?
Yeah.
If something goes wrong,
We're
we're not even
stuck-
gonna be there. We're gonna be with Civ.
Civ.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Civ will try to figure out how to get you guys out
So-
if anything
Is there any way
happens.
to transfer
Better.
ownership of an orb to someone? We could look into that.
Well, it
Remy,
gave
do you want to
Sashay an
identify
orb,
the
right?
storage? Is there any way to
Wait.
transfer?
Speaking of which,
Ownership?
Civ, are you planning on using the same trick that you used to get on this train to get on the next train?
Of course not. I can't use the same easy method. There will be a very short window of opportunity when you are just about to leave this place, as the train is exiting the station. There will be a handoff of various magical ward protecting the train from the station to the rail system, and I will do my best to jump in at that very short and critical moment. If I fail, I will most likely be vaporized with everything I own.
You guys won't know though, because you'll be in a dimensional storage.
Well, he has a small
I'd rather-
point. There's nothing that says that your dimensional storage will be destroyed. You might simply lose your anchor to this realm and forever be lost between realms until someone figures out a way to reconnect the storage to something else. Fisher, you have a voice inside of you that says, Terranat, that says, "Oh yeah, hasn't the gnome had a little problem reconnecting the space when they cleaned it out?"
Right. I don't think I like this plan anymore.
Me neither.
Guys, come. What other plan do we have then? Come up with one.
I'll turn into a bird and I'll sit on top of the train. That's my plan. And you guys figure it out.
Didn't you just hear about getting vaporized?
No, not. That's when it transfers.
Okay.
He could fly into the train as a bird,
Yeah.
but he's the only one because that's not technically magic. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
No.
He flies under the train.
It's a bodily change more than a magic one.
I go as an arbalist, although I don't have a crossbow. Would that be a problem?
Well, no, you're
We
not.
might have a crossbow in our storage. We still have all those bandit weapons.
Well,
Because
not like a normal. I don't think they carry normal ones,
Well,
like a fancy one, like Colin has.
we could maybe paint it.
Like, what's
Well-
stopping us from just, other than, I mean, not all of us, but like, what if some of us just get on as normal people?
Well,
Yeah, but aren't they looking for us?
Jorg, I'm pretty sure you could get across. Okay,
I
if you're
could.
talking
I'm
the
pretty
truth.
mundane looking. I'll trim my beard off if I. And
I think if you literally took a bath, no one would recognize you.
Remy, you got any ideas?
Oh, sorry, just like the description of like all the other things that could go wrong, just like has maybe just like hugging his legs even further.
I still think the Beat Brothers
He might be
plan
in
is
shock right
flawless.
You know, I'm okay. You know what? Me and audience are going with the Beat Brothers plan. Come up with a different plan, and we'll agree with it if it's good.
I mean, like you guys, you could still use that for you two.
Yes.
So I just want to underline that since last time we said that you'd be arriving in an hour, it's been 55 minutes. So you are 5 minutes. You are arriving in 5 minutes.
Guys, everyone in the orb. You don't have time to come up with
All right.
We don't have time, guys. We've been talking about this for too long.
You gotta trust in the Pete brothers. They'll carry you to victory.
Better. If I'm not out of there in like 45 minutes, I'll do something. I'll eat Remy.
No, you won't.
You're not helping, Remy.
I was lying, but still. Better get
You know,
us out of
in that exact moment, like Remy is actually going to like open up his beak and pull out a knife.
Okay, Remy will eat me if we're not out of there in 45 minutes.
Well, he might
All right.
not be opposed
I
to
start-
that.
You know what? Okay,
I start taking
Audience.
off my clothes.
Toby,
Yep.
y'all owe us for this.
Hell
What
yeah.
you owe
Oh,
us if
you.
we get you through?
No.
Oh, well,
All right, we'll talk about who owes who later. Just get in my
we
storage.
got
Okay,
the
open
scary
it up.
job.
Cast a spell.
Right, I cast it. Air
At that level,
bubble. Blub, blub, blub. It's level. I upcasted at level 4. Just kidding. Air bubble. It's second level.
Well, you
Alright,
wanna
I
upcast
start-
Oh,
it
at
to
higher
3.
levels, when you cast a spell using a level 3 spot, I can create 2 additional. Oh my god!
So
I
you
do
can
have
cover
to
everyone with
upcast
level
it.
3.
Yeah, that's what I said. You need to upcast
Yeah.
it to level 3.
How many people?
There's going to be
But-
3 people inside.
Yeah, so don't I have to do level 4 because I need 2
That can
extra
breathe.
globes?
No. What?
No.
Level
That can
3
breathe.
does 2 extra bubbles, so that's 3 bubbles.
Oh, I was thinking it was 1 extra bubble.
No, it's 2 extra bubbles for each level.
Yeah.
I step in and I go,
Create 2 additional bubbles. I see. Yeah.
Terranad, you don't get to complain for 2 hours. If we're still in here for after 2 hours, you could yell at me all you want.
I start throwing my magic items in there.
Yeah, I'm tossing
eyeball.
everything in.
The response you get is, "Oh, don't worry. If we get stuck in here, I will never let this go. Never."
I know.
We will.
How quickly will Fisher go insane with Turnad just yelling at him?
For eternity.
I just want to make sure that it's on the record that Remy was in fact the last person to enter the storage.
We may actually have to shove Remy in.
Just trip them real quick.
Remy, what is your favorite scent? Sachet
Audience.
asks you this, Remy.
Yes.
It's, you know, that is a good question. And I think the answer, funny enough,
His audience.
Well, audience throws his magic shirt in there, wouldn't he? He would just throw his magic shirt on.
I need
on
my
Remy.
magic shirt. It's part of my beet juicing gear.
Oh, fuck. That's true.
you know what? Remy is going to, in response to that, minor illusion, like a portion of grass that looks like it's wet.
Okay. She takes a moment. You recognize concentration for a cantrip level spell. And then you start smelling the lovely smell of fresh morning grass inside of the dimensional space. She's using a cantrip to create a small smell. Small scent.
And the stale air bubble blocks it out.
The last thing you all hear is the portal shut. So Civ, I want you to toss this in the ocean. No.
I'm back.
So
Raimi takes a deep breath, figuratively and literally.
And just as Jorg creates the bubble, she puts 2 fingers inside of the bubble so the smell can penetrate the bubble. And your bubble is filled with the smell of wet morning grass.
All right.
I would like to put my fancy clothes on.
What clothes were you wearing when everyone else saw us before?
I was wearing my cloak and because I don't have my cloak on anymore.
Why are we
So I'm-
outfit changing?
Shouldn't I? So I
don't
look
No,
better.
keep the clothes and everyone recognizes
clothes?
us.
All right. Well, I don't have my pink cloak on anymore because it's magic. So I just have my robes
Oh, that's fine.
and my silk.
All right.
What kind of magic is it?
It is mirror image.
Oh, that actually might matter. I was gonna say, I don't think my shirt's gonna matter.
Oh, look, the guy has a cursed object that rips whenever you make a strenuous effort of some kind. Yes, he's dangerous. That's why he's so dumb. He's drooling, looking at us with his cursed object on him.
All right. I guess I'm handing it to Civ. I'm handing the thing to Civ. Please don't die with this on you. I feel like they'll figure out a way to still punish. Well, actually, even if they won't, I feel like Sachet is gone. They figure out a way to punish me if you die with this. So please don't.
Interesting. Maybe it's something you should talk to her about, that you've actually met her patron.
Maybe. I feel like she might get jealous, though. But maybe that's what I want. Anyway, things to think about later.
He takes your gem. He looks at both of you, audience and Tobiyashi. He looks at the gem. Well, good luck on your part, because it's not gonna matter if I succeed and you fail.
Nope.
That's true.
It's all on you, Toby.
I got this. Don't worry about it.
Fortunately, none of you hears this because you are inside of this dimensional space. Jorg, Fisher, Remy, and Sachet all looking at one another.
So how's the weather? Oh, wait.
Shut up, you're not there.
Just look at this. So, do you often go through these carefully thought out plans?
Usually Remy's there the whole time the plan is being made. And so he shuts them down before they get to out there.
I see.
Yeah, it's your fault, Sachet.
It's your
Fortunately, you're not inside to say this.
Yeah.
But Remy,
good
with
thing.
the discussion you had with her, you probably think about it. Oh, she probably thinks it's her fault again.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So adventurers survive for a long time doing this, right?
You know.
Survival rate, you're not there. She's talking to Jorg, Fisher, and
I know.
Remy.
I'm saying this over the table.
So adventurers have a relatively good survival rate right?
Yeah, we do.
I don't think so.
I
mean,
can't
we're-
understand why.
We obviously are currently alive, so
Yeah, and we've survived.
to be honest, judging from our past history, if anything were actually to go wrong, really I think the worst that would happen is some weird time stuff. And then we'd get out and be fine.
Elaborate on time stuff.
We'd come out a certain amount of either months or thousands of years in the future and or past.
Oh.
For the last 5 minutes, before we start going, I'm making those cards. Well, I was trying to make them while we were having the discussion, but
Right. Because that
yeah.
really helped, seeing that the last bits of plans were being drawn out a minute before the train stops.
I'll take a couple cards as well, so I can hand them out too, Toby.
yeah. So I would say we have about 10 cards, so 5 each. Yeah.
She
We're on
has
expensive
a moment
papyrus.
where she listens to you, Fisher and Jorg, and she looks at you, Remy, for a moment and says, "Is it possible that Kenku tends to live near adventurers? Maybe it's the reason why you don't talk all that much. It's not because of something that your god did, but the repeated trauma of all of this happening from birth might actually has something to do with this. You know how small children that go through bad experiences sometimes just don't talk throughout their lives?"
I don't know a lot of kids.
Raimi just starts muttering a bunch of stuff in in Elvish.
Did I?
DM checking to see if the shape was Elvish.
I don't know if I established what language she could speak. Because she can read any language, but... I haven't written it down. So, obviously... No, the obvious choice would not be Elvish. So, no. She doesn't understand that. Unless you want to write it out.
Well, the thing is that like anything that he is muttering right now, he would never have seen written.
Okay.
Because you can guess which elf is speaking.
Yeah. Well, Remy, I'm not sure what you just said, but I agree with the tone with which you said it. Is there a place where you can go to the bathroom in here?
Oh.
And we go back to outside.
Why would you need that?
All
I'm
right.
stretching a little bit.
And
I mean-
Raimi can cast Dome of whatever. Oh, wait, that wasn't Raimi, was it? That was her. She can make the dome, and then we can just take turns.
Raimi.
No.
The
Come
dome
on.
is
Going
10
back to
feet by
high
10
south.
The
feet.
dome is the
These
same
farmers.
size as the room, though.
Yeah.
So we just put it in the corner as far as we can, and then you have to squeeze out over the dome. We'll figure it out.
Everybody just gets squished into the ceiling. while someone-
Also, I'd just like to remind not just the party, but also the viewers that that wizards are gross. Because they can totally soil themselves in their own clothes and then just prestidigitate it away without using the restroom.
That's true.
Well, it just removes the
Yeah.
smell. It doesn't remove the actual turd.
Clean.
We're back
everything.
outside,
Clean
right?
things.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back
outside.
All right, Toby. See
Alright,
if you
beet
can
juice.
just for I don't think this will help, but just real quick, see if you can contact Sachet. I just want to know if it works.
It doesn't work.
Sachet,
in that
can you hear
way.
me?
Just no, don't say anything. Just say audience is dead and start screaming and then walk away in
Okay.
your mind.
Don't do that.
Do that.
No, you don't get any answer.
Damn it.
Unfortunate.
I didn't hear anything.
But that's
All right,
because
well-
that's not how the spell works. But hey, okay. You don't know that.
All right, let's do this. You got this, Toby. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
be
I
your
got this.
dumb
So-
beet juicing
So,
brother.
high sell, beet juice. We're going back home. We just started up our business.
Yep.
Um,
All right, so the train arrives
cruising.
and slowly comes to a stop. And of course, the moment this arrives, you notice that Civ is gone. You are literally completely alone. Well, almost. Audience, you turn around as you leave this small room and... Oh, great. Shale had Cuddles outside.
that's a good thing.
I mean, that's fine. I think Cuddles is gonna protect audience more than because, like, if audience dies, Sachet dies. Audience is fine with this. Audience feels actually quite a bit safer, especially since he has 0 weapons.
So Cuddles is outside, staring at the both of you leaving this booth.
I'm gonna give Cuddles a thumbs up, like, I got this.
All right, I'll be walking in front of audience, and audience has like his hood up, and he's like big and behind me, just like a shadow.
Well, we don't know if we actually have to switch trains yet, right? There was only a chance we'd have to switch trains. They
Yes.
might just also double check this train. So we can probably stay here until they tell us we need to leave.
All right.
So, as you arrive, as the train stops, and a lot of people start packing their stuff, and you see people walking in the passageway in front of you, you see someone being dragged out. There are 4 Mill-E's escorting one person toward the exit.
That might be a sign.
I mean, we don't do anything.
Should we not go to the exit? I don't want to be dragged out.
I mean, I'm just gonna follow what all the other passengers are doing. If
Yeah.
they start leaving, we'll start leaving.
We'll
If they
start
don't
leaving.
leave, we won't leave.
Well, it doesn't take very long before you realize that the train is emptying itself. Everyone seems to be leaving the train. And even more so when you see those 4 Millies flanking this one person who's actually wearing something on his head that's completely blinding him. You'd like to say a black bag, but it fits too well.
Yeah, sucks to be that guy.
You notice the moment you say this that he is also in chains. And
Ooh.
he is being escorted out.
Let's go, audience.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look to try and find when the group of girls that found audience like attractive is leaving, and try and leave close to them because they know
Yeah.
us as beet juicers.
Yeah, we'll leave with them. Wait, we've got to come up with names.
You just said I'm your helper. I'm just your help. I'm just a good helper.
Okay.
He's it.
You're the one talking. You got to come up with
Alright.
your own name.
All right.
Already got one.
His legal name has been changed to Helper.
Are you there? Fake.
If you want a name for me, it's Bjorg.
York. Okay.
I feel like it's a name that I've given to someone else.
Was it?
I don't.
I don't remember. It sounds like a short, dumb name, so audience is going with it.
All right. Up until you said short, dumb name, I didn't feel bad, but now I do.
More like, I just feel like people think for some reason shorter names, dumber people, like Bob. Like, I think all Bobs are dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
Wait, what? My name is Samuel.
Wait, what'd you say your name was again?
I never thought Bob was dumb.
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
that
what?
I have a friend
One
called
syllable.
Luke that would.
What was your
feel-
name again, Sam?
Samuel.
No, not in game.
Bjorg.
Jorg.
All right, so
Close to Jorg.
I think that's a perfectly normal name. Yeah, fuck you.
It's long.
so as you do your best to exit the train and try to find this group of people that knows you, do a normal perception roll.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it.
I did not roll well. I hope you did, because I never roll well.
21. 18 plus 3.
Easily. You exit the train, you notice that everyone is being herded toward a different train. This train looks significantly more secure. It's reinforced. There are 5 wagons, and the train itself, the engine section itself. You notice there are many of those very annoying discs that Remy loves so much. Balls, I mean, that Remy loves so much. And definitely still do not have nightmare about them. Orbiting around this train, and you notice several also of those discs that you saw could just dock on many of those the sides. You see a contingent of 24 other Mil-E joining the train that is being prepared. You hear someone, a halfling, just going, all right, everyone, apparently this train is not secure enough. We all know there's been a little problem with terrorism recently. Some trains have been attacked. So since this is going to be an overnight train, we are transferring all of you into a more secure train, one that has also beds for those of you who will want to sleep during this travel. Make sure that you are all bunked with people you do not mind sharing a booth with. There are 4 beds, so we're going to make sure that every booth is full, since our gracious host, and he says this with very nervous tone, barely looking at this contingent of 28 Mil-Es, all flanking this single person with a covered head. They're going to be taking one of the wagons for themselves. And please do not visit the last 2 wagons, as there are going to be for them. The last one being where there will be, and the one in front being a security just to make sure that no one just wanders in. We have been told that anyone trying to enter this wagon will most likely be sent to the spire on site. Yes, so everyone get in. Come on. Please. Don't make them wait.
Audience is gonna whisper to Toby, "Get closer to the girls. We could maybe get to bunk with some of them."
That's what I'll do. I'll get close. I'm like, "Hello, ladies. How are you guys doing today? You guys enjoying the ride?"
There is a small moment where they weren't paying attention to both of you because you're arriving as this dreadful explanation is being said and the mention of being sent to the spire. And yes, hi. And then suddenly you hear this echo of giggles of one girl and another one hearing this, and this woman's reacting, and sort of this chain reaction that women will have in a club, where when one sees that cute guy, this other woman reacts to the fact that they see a woman reacting in the way that a woman should react when she sees a cute guy. So it has this domino effect of little boom, and then suddenly everyone starts looking at all of you, and then the women's come in, and then those who wanted to have a business of opportunity come in, and the women goes to audience, the business opportunities goes to Tobiyashi.
Before it ends, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about my my worker Bjorg. It's a pretty nifty man. And then I guess the business people would start coming up to me.
Make me strong.
You hear a few giggles as you're saying this. And Tobiyashi, because you have a very good passive perception, you notice that you're also attracting the attention of at least half a dozen millies with this crowd around you.
Yeah, as they start talking business to me, I'm like, we'll discuss more while we get on the train. Let's hurry up on there.
Oh. Audience, charisma roll. Tobiyashi charisma roll.
Just straight charisma, persuasion?
I guess for audience it would probably be more like acting, but for Tobiyashi,
performance.
So performance. Yeah. All right. For audience, performance is good. For Tobiyashi,
14.
Deception.
Deception.
Well, you're not actually a beet farmer, so deception.
I believe I'm a beet farmer at this point.
Yeah, but you're still trying to hustle them into thinking that you know something about it.
We gave a demonstration. We obviously know.
15.
All right. So 14 and 15?
Straight 15.
Yeah, 14 and 15.
Audience, you have this moment where you're looking at all of the attention you're getting, and you notice that you're pushing away many of the males as all of the women seems to be giving you attention, and you have this moment of, is that how a rooster feels in the middle of a hen enclosure? All right.
I don't like that audience became way more popular as a dumb beat hand than he ever had in an adventure. He's thinking about switching his career path.
He's gonna take the oath of the beat.
I was like, this is what I always wanted. Why is it coming now as a beet farmer? I don't understand.
Tobiyashi, unfortunately, your effort seems to be falling just a little bit short. I'm not kidding. I rolled 16 and you rolled 15.
Damn it.
So
just one under,
you're trying
so
to
it's not too
convince
bad.
people, and you know, oh, there's going to be more business opportunities inside. And unfortunately, audience is drawing so much attention that some of the people aren't listening to you. They're just being frustrated at the audience stealing the show.
All right, I'd like to make another one. As you can see, my helping hand brings in a lot of opportunities with men and women. He's one of my best workers. We have a whole lineup. We just started up in High's house, so you could become an investor. You could get just on the ground floor. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Let me roll again.
I don't mind you rolling again, but since you're rolling the same roll twice,
It's gonna be
DC
higher.
is
Yeah.
going to be higher on the second one.
They're peddling a pyramid
18.
scheme.
Nice.
18.
Solid.
It's solid, but unfortunately, a lot of people realize that you're trying to do some damage control and you're trying to
No.
recover from what you just said, and so
Just get on the train.
I mean, we are walking towards the train.
Yeah.
Oh yes, with this crowd of women all feeling flustered around audience, and
So who wants to be the two in my kind?
you have several options. So when you offer the possibility of sharing the bunk bed,
I don't, because Bjork isn't that intelligent. He's just strong and flimsy.
no, I mean sharing the booth with the
Oh
other.
no, I don't offer that option.
Oh,
They can take. They can take it. I don't.
I just
Bjorg
start
doesn't talk.
auctioning off Bjorg to the best bidder that's a woman.
well, Tobiyashi, if you want, this is a different role. If you want to start auctioning the two other beds that are going to be present in this booth, you know,
I'll wait till we get on the train to start doing this. If I decide to.
so you're all going toward this second train, and of course, as you expected, at the moment you arrive, you're all being herded inside of this train one by one, and each one of you goes through an inspection. They start looking at you, then they take out a small device, which you're not really sure what it does, but they simply wave it in front of you and then slowly go from your head to your torso. Your legs and your feet are going back, and they take a moment to look. So exactly what magical object do you still have on you, Tobiyashi?
I put everything away.
All right.
Yeah.
I just have my shirt.
So Tobiyashi, including your glove, or did you?
Yeah, I
keep-
would have put my gloves away because I don't want to risk it.
Okay. So they look at you and evaluate everything. Yeah, is there a portion of your clothes that is made out of your silk?
Yeah, my silks are wrapped around my arms.
All right. They do take a moment more for when they arrive at your arms. You have this moment of
Oh shit! I pee a little.
The scent of urine fills the air.
This very pungent feel. This
Smells like
smell. No, asparagus, because of what you've been eating.
Yeah.
All right, so like being caught with a plastic knife in your baggage while trying to go through customs or at the airport. You say, "Oh no, that's right. I should have left this in my luggage. Oh, I'm so sorry." They take a moment and look at this cloth that are around your arms. They look at you for a moment. They turn around and they speak in a language you do not recognize. Well, no, you recognize it, but you do not understand it. It's the language that Fisher sometimes talks with, and some construct use it as well. You've heard it more in the garden also. Then someone else comes out. They have a small, what looked like glass ball in their hand, roughly the size of an apple. And this one also looks like a Millie. Just looks at you and, please stand straight. Look in front of you, please.
Mm-hmm.
Takes this ball. Wait for a moment. You don't feel anything, but when he looks at this small orb, you see your image appearing on it.
Oh, fuck.
It's not necessarily bad. He might just be scanning who you are.
Very well. You are wearing an unregistered source of energy on you. Be warned that from now on, if you start using this without proper permissions, security officers may react to your usage of this ability.
Yes, sir.
Move along.
I'll move along. Sweating a little bit. The anime sweat drop.
I'd be right behind Toby, so I go next.
Can I? Okay, so like when we get in, can I like wait by there and see what happens with audience?
It's sort
or
of,
do I have
it's
to
sort of
keep
a
moving?
small gate. You'd probably be able to wait for audience before entering the train.
Okay.
So, audience, what exactly do you have left on you?
Just my shirt.
Shirt.
The shirt. What about the bracelet? Your bracer.
I mean, I can't take that off.
Okay.
I physically cannot take that off, so that is still there.
Take it off. Take it all off.
All right.
It is, in fact, impossible for me to remove.
Same thing happens to you. You arrive. They start using the first device and slowly move it across your body from the head all the way to your toes. They stop at your chest, and they stop at the arm on which your bracelet is. They look at you for a moment and say, "Are you aware, sir, that you have a magical object on you which has detrimental effect on your mental state?"
Bjork just looks sad. Or, yeah, I'll go with my name. I just look sad.
Can I say something from the back of him? Like, yes, he knows. He came that way. He's my worker.
Bjork, like, beats.
He turns around and asks for someone to come. This time, however, it's not a Millie that comes out; it's a Civ E that comes out. This one, you know, is a bit smarter than Millie's. Looks at you for a moment. Take another one of these glass ball. Puts it in front of you. Wait for a moment. Tells you to look straight forward. Stand straight.
Bjork, stand tall.
Yes. He looks at you for a moment. He looks at the orb. He looks at Tobiashi. He says, "I think the shirt has already robbed him of part of what's inside of his head. Because this says he's supposed to be smarter than this."
No, yeah. When I found him, he was he's been like this since we started working the beet farm.
Make a deception roll.
The orb is their character sheets, and you can see
That
their
is
intelligence.
a 17.
Yes.
I don't have any pluses to it, so
Take your 17. That's not bad.
That is very good for not having any bonuses.
Yeah, that's 3 lower than max. So
And you seem to be the colleague of this character.
yes. I'll take full responsibility for any of his actions. He actually works for me.
How long has he been working for you?
For a couple months now.
Have you known him before that?
No.
He looks at the orb. Looks at you. Do you think about the other object he has on his wrist?
I have no knowledge of what he's been through before he came to me. I just knew he came with that, and his kind of not all there. But he's good at mashing beets, so he's one of my best workers.
Yes. You have a very troubling standard. Looks at you, audience. Where did you get the object on your arm?
won't come off. Just looks sad.
Have you tried?
I nod.
Do you remember a
Your black
time?
accessory.
Do you remember a time when everything seems less foggy for you, where you could formulate longer sentence?
I stop, trying to think. Tears start to well up in Bjorg's eyes. Just start crying.
Seizure.
Just start crying.
Oh, crying? That would be more performance. Go ahead. Act your way out of this.
I start to look a little panicked. I'm like, you're.
Start like cuddling him like he's a little kid, and he's like, "It's okay."
Just like patting. I reach for his shoulder a little bit.
That's a 21.
Okay,
Oh,
nice. Your roll
real
actually
tears
beats his.
coming down.
It's okay, Bjorg. It's okay.
Daddy's here now.
Daddy's home. Wait, what?
He looks at the orb for a moment and you recognize that he's looking at the orb for far too long.
Mhm.
I'm just still just crying. I'm just a dumb, sad person.
I look at him like, we won't cause any troubles, I promise.
Are any of you trying to look at the orb he has in his hands?
Can I peek?
You can try.
Like, just really quick? What do I roll?
Is he trying to hide it?
A stealth?
No, he's not
Since
trying
he's
to
in front
hide
of
it. So if you want to do this discreetly, stealth,
Mhm.
then perception. If you don't want to do this discreetly, then just perception.
Do it discreetly.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there crying. I'm in character.
So 15 plus 6, 21?
Okay.
Yeah, 21, and then perception.
Yep.
That is 12 plus 3, so 15.
Okay. So you aren't sure exactly what you're looking, but you are certain you see audience's face on the orb. But also you see a second face, and the second face has much more draconic features to it. It's nearly exactly like a dragon, but very small dragon.
Oh,
And he seems to be flicking off the Civ E looking at the orb.
After I see that, I'll kind of go back to consoling Bjorg. I'm like, I honestly think he's a child trapped in a man's body. He's very childish sometimes, as you could see by the way he talks. I think the thing on his arm has sucked away all his knowledge, but I'm not sure.
Oh, roll persuasion for this. I'll give you advantage.
Advantage? Okay.
You said something right.
Believe in you, Toby.
Woo!
He believed.
All right, so that is a 19. My first roll was a 1, so...
Thank God for that advantage.
I do like to think that, like the dragon in question is actually flipping him all 4 birds.
Well, since you went from 1 to that result, maybe. He's in flipping a 5th one with his tail. See the tail just going between the leg and...
In my head this whole time, since I'm not used to talking to people like this, I'm just like, shit, I said the wrong thing. I'm just standing there, waiting for his response.
He looks at the orb. He looks at you. He reaches. He takes the ball into a small pocket. And then he takes something that's the size of a bead, just a small marble bead, and he gives it to you, Tobiyashi. He says, "Your friend will be registered at the process. As soon as you can, visit the process and hand them this bead. Your friend needs to be depossessed. The process will be warned that you should be arriving at destination in a few days. Don't be late."
Okay, will do. I'll take the bead in my hand. Put it in one of my pouches.
Okay.
Come on, Bjorg, let's go.
They registered Bjorg.
I take
Jokes on them.
I take Bjorg by the wrist, and we go.
Yeah, we
into
go
the
on the
cart.
train.
Well, you almost failed, but that last thing you said about him having his intellect being sucked out by the bracelet saved you.
Beat brothers.
Because
The
the
beat
thing
Did it
that's
again.
the thing that's doing faces inside, it's Audience's dragon from his bracelet. He's basically telling them he's mine and giving them rude gestures. So because you mentioned that something was sucking out his intellect, that's where the advantage came on. You didn't know, but you said the right thing at exactly the right moment.
That
They
advantage
just
was at
think
the right
I'm
moment too.
They
I
just
would've
think I'm
failed.
possessed.
Yes.
Yeah, they think you're possessed.
That's funny.
As we're walking away, I'm just like, oh fuck.
Bjorg!
Yes, Bjork, we got in. Let's go. We start going to the car. I guess people are like surrounding us now.
Well, the moment that everyone starts moving along and everyone else, most people can just get through because they have nothing magical on them other than showing increased pheromones for many women looking at Audience. There's probably nothing very special about most of the people trying to get in. You do notice from time to time there's one person that gets stopped and you see the security taking time to analyze a ring or a pendant, but nothing very... You do see one confiscating a dagger, but that's as far as it goes. So you're allowed to move forward, and immediately you're rejoined by at least 5 or 6 women grappling audience. I think is an appropriate.
Roll a strength roll for
ladies.
this?
Yeah.
Ladies. One guy with that. Ladies. There's enough of him to go around. Okay. He just kind of went through it, going through the passport. You know, he might be big and strong, but he has feelings, you know.
Audience
Right,
actually
Jorg?
stumbles under the weight of these women because I rolled a nat 1 on my strength roll. There are too many on him.
Immediately, some of them react, and you're completely ignored, Tobiashi. It's
Yeah,
like you
ladies.
just talked to the wall or the one of the cart of the train. Immediately, when audience starts stumbling, you see a whole bunch of women just like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Let me help you up. Are you okay?" And you feel all of those hands just touching you, and whoa, one of them is touching you in a place you're not used to.
Wait, what?
Well, essentially, one of them is using this occasion to grope you a little bit.
Copperfield.
Oh no. Audience is so unhappy. He feels violated. He's so sad.
Of course,
Oh,
immediately.
please stop.
Ladies, get off of him.
Actually, he is happy that Remy's not here. He doesn't think Remy can write down names quick enough in the list.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have to roll for Civ. Okay.
Remy does have feel like a disturbance in the force.
I'm just like, ladies, he has to get to his cart. He needs to relax.
You're inside of this dimensional space right now, smelling the fresh cut grass of the morning dew, and everything. And then suddenly your ears are burning. Not this pleasant burning, but hot sauce burning. And then it migrates from your ears to your throat. Someone's touching audience.
I will try and make it to a cart that hopefully
of
doesn't have
course.
too many people in it.
The moment you arrive to a cart, and Tobiashi, you recognize this because of your perception, and you have a decent insight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize
16.
one of the women. The moment it arrives, she looks at the audience with soft eyes and says in the most honeyed voice she can muster, "Oh, please, would you help me come up of those steps to get inside of the train? I hurt my ankle."
Is this a MILF?
No,
Wait.
it's a young human woman,
Ah.
but because of your insight, you have this moment of, I recognize her. Oh, she knows his shirt is gonna rip off the moment he pulls her on the train.
Bjorg has to continue to act dumb, so even though he doesn't really want to, he thinks Bjorg would, so he just reaches out a hand to help the woman.
You feel a slight bit of resistance as you pull on her, and what she does is put one foot on the first step, and instead of pushing off with the second one, she just put the second one on the steps. So you basically have to pull all of her weight. She's you're big, strong dragonborn. She doesn't weigh a lot, but
No.
I would like to think as we get into this car, Toby is closing the door on the rest of the women that aren't already in there.
They're
Trying
gonna have
make
to
sure they
fight
don't
to
get
get in.
I'm like, ladies, we'll have a discussion on who could stay the night with them later, okay? I need you guys to be patient.
Holy
Wait,
shit!
what? Why are we selling me out?
For some
Just to
reason,
get them to calm down. I
this
start
goes.
closing the door.
For some reason, the moment you say this goes from this innocent moment, well, mostly innocent, where women are attaching themselves to audience, and some of them are looking at the other woman jealously as she is forcing him to flex his muscle ever so slightly, just enough to start tearing up the shirt. But the moment you say we're going to be auctioning off who's going to spend the night with him, it goes from this lovely scene to what can only be described as the meeting the meeting point of two football teams trying to reach the same ball.
Why, Toby?
As they all slam into audience, pushing him inside, trying to shove each other out of the way.
All right, in the midst of all this, I'd like to sneak up to audience and try to pull him away as we sneak away off to a different car.
Audience is right now resisting with a 16 strength saving throw to not be overwhelmed by a tide of women.
Oh wow, their best roll is 15. So you managed to push off.
I'm like holding back the tide. I'm like, ah!
Audience, you have this moment in your mind of, what am I doing? I'm pushing women away as you're trying
I don't
to.
think at this point I'm pushing them away. I think I'm more gripping the handles of the door to not literally be swept backwards into the car.
Tobiashi doing his best to try and close the door.
I'm like pushing away. I'm like,
You must hold on.
what do I have to roll to close the door on them?
Better
than a
Nothing.
15?
It's the door of the wagon that you can't close this, and you realize this the moment that you try and pull it, they're automatically closed. So you see this halfling on the other side over there, his hand on the lever, looking at this with eyes completely wide as gold coin.
I'm just gonna scream out to him, drink beet juice!
I'm looking at him directly in the eyes. I'm like, close the door.
Right. Please do not stay and damn it. Closes the door. And you see the door of this wagon starting to close. Please don't stay in the door as they're closing. Oh, what am I saying?
I'm just like pushing them through the door as it closes.
I'm not trying to go. I'm trying to just hold. I'm just trying to hold my ground so they can't enter.
There are still.
I'll roll again. That's a 22. If any of them beat a 22, I'm gonna be shocked.
Well, no. You managed to shove some away. You managed to hold yourself up, and the door closes.
I'm just gonna be like, "Don't hurt, pretty lady. Stay back from door."
3 of them, however, have managed to push themselves inside. So not opposing you directly physically, because, well, now they're just rubbing on you with your shirt completely torn off because you actually did push off a whole throng of people. And they managed to slide and go behind you and are just holding you lovingly.
Yeah, I'm
Lustfully.
putting adventuring.
I'm
putting adventuring.
I'm just like, well, looks like we have some winners here.
Don't say that. You're saying, oh my, like, what do you want this card to
anyways,
become?
take them to the next room. I have some business I need to do down here.
They all look at one another. And you hear one say, is he going to be alone in his room?
Yes, but it can only be one at a time. Okay?
You hear another woman saying there are 4 beds in a room. And they all 3 of them starts pulling audience toward one of the booth.
Women. If you want time with them,
Georg is not ready for this event.
as I said, this is an auction. Okay?
Oh my god!
You guys have to do
So
something for me.
disturbing.
You're such a bad person.
Yeah. No, this is what audience wants. I know he wants this. Okay?
The
I'm just trying to
morals
profit.
behind what's happening right now are not okay.
And I'm trying to get it to where you could be alone for at least a little while so we could let our friends out of the freaking
I
dimension.
don't have it. Civ has
Civ
it.
has
I
it.
can't
Has
let
it.
them out.
Wasn't he getting on the car?
Not yet. When the train leaves.
God damn it.
I'm more
Meanwhile,
worried about the fact that we're
Jamie-
gonna have 4 women with us when he
Well,
enters the
3.
cart.
Three.
You have one
Well,
bed,
you're just
and
gonna
they
have to
all
wear
have
them
one
out.
bed.
Four
Yes.
women.
No, but actually, when the audience start thinking about this, you have a moment of, damn it, Tobiyashi, and then you think about it. Oh, maybe that's the best of the worst choice. Because if he had said that there were going to be only 2 places left, there would have been 3 women fighting over 2 places.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just like, so we have to have a discussion. I need you ladies to calm down, okay? Just for a second, we need to have a discussion.
Bjorg want to crush beets.
As he says, looking at your head, Tobiyashi.
As you can see, he is a very strong man, and I don't doubt he could handle all 3 of you guys. All right. There just has to be some mediation, some professionality through this.
So you are aware, audience, that he's selling you as a prostitute.
I do.
Okay.
Wait.
I can't do anything.
No, they get to
I'm
spend
fucking
time. I
with-
never said what they're doing in the cart with each other, okay?
I think
Uh-huh.
you heavily implied.
Okay.
Audience can't break his
Do I
said
need to
the night
persuade them to
earlier.
calm down?
This is on you, Toby. I'm a dumb servant who you're selling for money right now.
Okay, it was either 3 women or 1,000. We're lucky we closed
Well,
the door.
more like 9 maximum, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was like 1,000. Jesus.
You had a small variety of women outside, but right now you have 2 humans and
Small variety of women.
you have 2 human women and 1 tiefling woman.
This is not going to look good for Sachet and me if she comes in on
So
this
do I
scene.
need to roll persuasion to calm them down or what?
Well, the moment you said calm down, we need to talk about this, of course you got their attention. Now they want to know the rule.
Okay, so the rule is you guys get to spend time with them, okay? After you're done spending time with them, you have to go to your own carts. You can't spend the whole night with him, but you get at least 3 hours. And
3 hours!
3 hours each, yes.
That's 9 hours.
How long are... Wait, okay, never mind.
Your audience
redacted.
is giving you
1
really
hour.
wide eyes right now. Just like trying to...
Actually, 1 hour. Now, the only thing that I need from you guys is something in return. I don't want you guys or anything like that. I just need your guys' solidarity to not tell the other women on this cart. And
You're confused. Bjork doesn't know what's happening.
and maybe some sort of payment.
So we have priority. One of them
Obviously,
says.
you guys made it through the door. So how does that sound? 1 hour each. You guys pay me something, however much you got on you right now. Run your pockets.
You can also feel like you couldn't afford him.
And I'm pretty sure he's way out of any of your guys' pay grade. He works hard. He's got a lot of
I
stamina.
feel like I
You're
just heard
crushed.
a musing saying, he works
Don't
out.
say I have a lot of stamina. This isn't helping them come. Bjork crush beats. Ah!
Bjork has gotten way closer than audience ever has, okay?
It's about to just become Bjork.
Well, one of them, Tobiyashi, offers you 5 silver
Ooh,
for 1 hour.
ooh.
Another one
Okay.
offers you 1 gold and 1 silver. The last one, the tiefling woman, a tall woman with very strong horns that do a bit like the of the ram horn, but going toward the outside, giving an odd Princess Leia feel to the way that the horns are made. When you look at her, she's very tall. Her skin complexion is red, but sunset red.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you for a moment. She leans over. And she whispers in your ear. I'm gonna send this to you.
I get a DM? Oh!
privately.
I think this is the first one I've gotten.
You're sliding into her DMs, if you know what I mean.
Everything about this.
You guys aren't here.
Meanwhile,
Sucks.
Ramey's head
You guys
is
are
just
not
like
here.
on fire right now, and he doesn't know why.
Again,
He thinks he's
audience
running
is
out of oxygen. Thinks the air bubble's
audience
not
is
working out.
deeply worried about what's gonna happen when the Blue Inquisitor suddenly appears with 3 women, just like in
I
our
got a plan. I have a plan for that.
I hope you do, because I can't break
Interesting.
character.
Interesting.
Audience is wondering if he's about to lose his virginity.
I
That's
thought
not
audience
how
said that he
feels
had been
about
with
it.
one woman before.
Oh, that is true. I'd have.
He'd been with them.
Yeah. Audience is wondering.
You've been in the presence of one woman before.
No, that is true. I am not. That you are correct. Audience is not a virgin, but he is not necessarily experienced.
You know what? It's the experience he doesn't like to talk about because it's a little embarrassing.
So I made several spelling mistake, but this is
fine.
what she offers you, whispering it in your ear.
Okay, I'll send you one back. I whisper back into her ear.
What is happening?
Nobody knows.
This is so fucked up.
Oh my god.
Peas and carrots.
Hey,
peas and
you know what,
carrots.
guys? We made it on the train. You didn't think the Beat Brothers could do it.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You're on the train.
I mean, look, I stared at Tobayashi's charisma score and made an assumption.
Yeah, I pleasantly see. No, that's the problem. He did all the good
Okay, I sent
talking
it.
to get onto the train, and then he had to.
Yeah, no, I
balance it
blundered most of this next part.
Oh,
But that's what I whisper into her ear.
she agrees.
Okay. I turn over to the women. I'm like, all right, ladies. Looks like you lost out. And I'm like, I look over to the chick I just talked to. I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave, but you guys have next priority if you get a chance. And I start to escort them out of this cart.
Audience,
With the big lady.
If Tobiyashi is right, someone managed to purchase you for 1 hour.
Ew.
Audience is very worried, but he
Yes.
also, unfortunately, cannot say anything and break character because he doesn't want to give up the game.
Toby just
I'm just looking
doesn't
at
care
Toby
about
like,
consent
I'm
either.
just looking at Toby like, what did you get me into, and how worried should I be?
Well, big boy, are you ready to juice me?
Jesus Christ,
She looks like a beet. She's a beet color.
she is beet colored. Bjorg would.
How
like
does she?
that.
Okay, how does she help me escort these women, and what do these women do?
Why is our beat business an underground prostitution ring?
That's just a side perk. We don't have to talk about that.
Well, actually, she goes to the women, leans over to them. You can't hear what she's whispering, but the women have a moment of slight disappointment, and one of them turns around and says out loud to this tiefling woman, "You promise." She's, of course. Don't worry about it.
He's just gonna wave as they leave. Bye, pretty ladies.
Don't worry. And she says to the two women leaving, of course, I'll be completely honest. I'll make sure that everything is perfect.
What? This is so worrying for me. I'm so worried.
As she's escorting them off of this cart,
I'm just gonna be like looking at Toby, like, give me something, man.
I know. I walk over to him, and I'm going to, since he's taking all of this, I'm going to give him the 2 pieces that I got and give it to him in his inventory. I hand you 2 platinum pieces.
No, but that doesn't help me. Tell me what's going on. I don't care.
I hand you the 2 platinum, and I also whisper in your ear. I'm like, I never said what you had to do, so this is all on you, buddy. I know you want it. I slap his chest 2 times, and I start walking away.
Essentially, he just told you, take one for the team. Bye.
I'm looking at this ring that she gave me now. I'm just kind of inspecting it.
All right. You know what? Audience might have a conversation with Toby after this, but
Yeah. I'm like straight not cool.
Does Toby
with this.
honestly think he's like doing audience a favor?
This is you're Toby.
Kind of.
Toby. There's no consent in this. You
Well,
didn't ask.
bro, what
the
do you
woman
mean?
consented. I guess
yeah,
that's...
the
consented.
woman did because she's
Your-
a fucking robot.
You know, in
Character.
Toby's heart of heart, I know audience has been looking for women, and this was just
to
a
be
perfect.
fair, I can see
this was-
from how Toby's perspective, he would think.
This
he would
is-
think that this is.
All right.
This is a win-win-win. Okay, we got all the girls out. We got the 2 other girls out. There's 1 lady left. He just has to tire her out, and then we could do the rest of our plan.
This is about a chokeholder. Just to consciousness.
Meanwhile,
So-
just once again, Raimi in blissful ignorance, I think.
It's better that way. All
It's better
right.
that
So,
way.
audience, she takes you back to the cart, and because just in case you actually do decide to take down this path, we're not going to describe a pornographic
Yes, of course.
scene to everyone, but I would very much like to know in private what is audience planning to do, and
Roll a performance.
is
check.
he going to
Uh,
fold in front of this woman who will do everything she can to persuade you because she gave up something valuable to get 1 hour out of you, and she was promised a very, very demanding workout with you.
I never said anything specific, so you could just work her, like spar with her. Just
No,
spar with
she-
her.
You know, she paid for an hour, but she might just be lucky to get 5 minutes.
So
that's when the train starts.
yeah, as audience is being escorted inside,
Audience would try and stall, probably until he hoped that the rest of the party would get there.
all right.
If he couldn't stall, Toby hasn't really left him with much of a choice but to go through with this, but to hide his cover, but he would at least try and stall.
I order some drinks, have him send it to the room.
So, just for the roll, audience, your charisma against her charisma to see who wins.
Oh, for stalling?
Yeah, if you manage to
Okay.
prevent this from happening.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to roll that with disadvantage because audience can't actually use his vocabulary.
Okay.
I can be things like, Bjork kinda tired right now. Bjork, look out window. Look at pretty.
Look at the
I'm gonna
birds,
roll that with
George.
I'm gonna roll that with disadvantage. Alright, that's a pretty good roll. And that is a 4. Sick.
I never said I was proud. I just said it happened.
I got a 4.
All right. So, to
Our audience is a little flustered right now. He might not be on his best tactics.
to leave this only between the two of us, this is how she rolled, and only you and I know what actually happened. So, unless you want
The
to
rest of
share,
the party might when Civ appears, but yes.
unless you want to share what happened and what you were or were not forced to do,
Forced.
Yeah.
essentially,
No.
it's going to
You
remain
put
between
him in this
us.
position. This is straight fucked. I'm not enjoying this episode.
Well,
Oh, I had to get
Tobias, she
everyone out
did
of there.
force him to go there. So, audience, unless you want to share those
we're just
results,
gonna we're
with-
just gonna
you
we're
can
just gonna
fight.
move on.
Yeah,
we're just
okay.
gonna move on.
so only audience and I know who succeeded in this and what happened inside of that cart.
You know, just like, although just like, you know, just for the stream's visual, just like imagine the train going
Hate
through
the
another
blood.
tunnel.
Yeah.
You're not sure if while the train is starting to move, the swaying is because something's happening or because the train is starting to move.
I'm gonna have to
When
give
the
the
train
audience
finally
a swing
lets off
after,
some
too.
steam.
You're gonna need to give audience more than 2 platinum.
Oh no, I'm planning on giving you the ring. I was just holding half of it for when you got out.
Huh.
I also got a ring.
So now you're
Nice.
holding collateral, so if he doesn't go through with what you forced him into.
No. He could have resisted.
Toby!
He could have resisted. I never.
disgusting.
Okay. Here's this. I never told her what was gonna
Fucking George
happen
can't
or
see
what he
this,
was gonna do
dude.
in there. He could have done anything he wanted to.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
He
like,
could've.
That's what you told her.
I didn't tell her anything
Alright.
specific.
Audience, I
Yeah,
sent
you
you a
let her
second
pay
message.
you
Keep that in
for
mind and just tell me.
audience.
No, I it's fine. We're just gonna go on.
Dude,
The
Alright.
only
you're
thing
so
I
lucky
told her to
George's
do
not
was
here.
escort
I'll DM
him
you
away
later.
George
now.
would
Okay.
fuck you up right now.
This is it.
I'm not even kidding.
Alright, so, like I said, only I and audience know exactly what happened in that cart during that hour.
Wait, does an hour actually go by before Civ gets here?
Well, no, but an hour goes by before the door is unlocked. So,
Ah.
probably
Remy will get in there.
probably what happens with you and the rest of the party is as everyone is looking at each other awkwardly in this tight 10 feet by 10 feet space, hoping that they are not stuck in there for the next 5 years, as it was mentioned before.
I got some cards.
There is a moment where it feels like time is moving so slowly. Just waiting.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Flip
No,
them
I have the
hours, yeah.
perfect thing for this. I have the perfect thing for this.
Go ahead.
Raby pulls out his epic battle set.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
There we go. That'll
And
do
they
it.
all play some. You know, they're all gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, so
Or
you
Monsters and Mayhem, excuse me.
Monsters. Yeah.
Warhammer 40K.
No copyright.
So yeah, you have while you're waiting this table that unfolds, and Remy just putting these illusory figurine on top of this, and it's just an escalating war of destruction and always more and one more unit. Imagine the introduction scene from Diablo 3, where when there is the battle between heaven and hell, where there's the people from hell coming out and the angel comes out and they beat those, and then there are even stronger demon appearing, beating down on the angels, and then the archangels of the heavens coming down and beating down on the that kind of escalation for about 30 minutes. Just watching this and for some reason you find it very entertaining, or rather you want it to be so entertaining, just so that you do not think about every single second that passes in here.
I want to also just like start going through all the random stuff in here and
Categorizing
what's
it.
in there.
Steal all of audience magical items.
See if there's
Minor
anything you can
two
make
shit.
potions with.
You find the blue brick, and
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
it's in the
Well,
desk.
we're lucky.
Get stuck in for here for too long, we can end.
We can end it.
What creates heat in here?
Right now, there's nothing. It's
No,
magically.
but in the
it
universe.
looks like it's magically kept at an average for a
Okay.
person.
That's good, because I was gonna say if it was like sunless. and
Nah,
there's just no
it just
heat,
got super
just
cold in
blow
there
up.
that one time because that weird
Yeah.
moss.
Well, because you put in a
we have
barrel
the
of
animal-
blood
Frozen.
from
Yeah.
monster.
frost creature, yeah. So it takes a moment, and you watch this incredible battle from the outside. Tobiashi. 5 minutes go by. You look
I'm
at the door.
ignoring it.
Nothing comes out. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. 25 minutes.
She really takes the whole hour. Oh, God.
You see, as you keep looking at the door, and then eventually you look in front of
At
you.
this point, I'm panicking. I'm like,
You look in front of you, and you see Cuddles looking at you disapprovingly.
what was I? I'm gonna start talking to Cuddles. I'm like, I started panicking. I'm sorry. I haven't talked to that many women in my life. What was I supposed to do? Audience said, "Well, he could do whatever he want." I never told her that they were gonna do anything in there. I just said she could spend an hour with him. I didn't know that there was
No,
gonna
for
turn
the
into anything
future,
like this.
Toby doesn't know what to do. He starts selling us.
I'm sorry. I didn't know, Cuddles. I'm
First
sorry.
response.
You're
Sorry,
so
Cuddles.
nervous that you
I
keep
thought-
blinking, and the moment you said, "I didn't know what to do," there were those women, and I haven't talked to that many women. The face that appears on Cuddles, he doesn't have to say a single word, but you can hear it in your mind because it's so clearly written on his face. It shows.
Sorry. I owe audience so much.
After 25 minutes, well, 15 minutes of explaining yourself to Cuddles, you see one door opening. Not the door where audience is, but a door on on one of the side of this cart. And you see this Civ E unit arriving. However, the colors on him are completely suppressed. And doesn't take very long before you deduce that it's Civ.
I look at him. I put my head on the table. I'm like, Civ, I did something horrible. I'm not proud of myself, but we got on here, and audience is in there, and I point over to the locked door. He's been in there for over almost an hour now.
25 minutes right now.
He's
Should
been in
tell
there for
Civ
like
we're not alone.
25 minutes. We're not alone. There's a woman in there.
Intriguing.
And so is audience. I'm sorry. I panicked. I got through the Civ unit and we got scanned, and I have this marble, and the woman, she was big, and she whispered in my ear.
Can I see this marble?
I hand it to him.
Ah. Right. I guess you don't have much of a choice. You're gonna have to go through the process.
Yes.
As far as what's happening inside, it takes
Could
a-
you maybe like do something about it?
No.
He takes a moment.
So much more risky than anything else. Just let it, at this point, just let it
He
ride.
takes a moment.
Shit.
You see Civ just looking at his empty hand, and You see Krill manifesting inside as this small, blue crystalline 2-inch dog form in his hand. Do you think this can be done discreetly? You see a glimmer in Krill's appearance in the crystals. Well, according to Krill, the vocal capacity of this woman would definitely draw more attention if she were to be upset.
My head slams on the table that I'm sitting at, just kind of like face first.
Something can be attempted, but you're gonna
Don't
have to
attempt
live
it.
with the possible outcome of such an interference.
Don't attempt.
They've already been in
Got
there
so
for
far.
They've already been in there for 25 minutes. Just leave it be. She said she would leave after. That's all we could hope for. I'd rather not cause a scene more than we already have.
I gave Tobiyashi a choice once again, and he decides to let this happen.
I'm just I'm
fully.
just talking into the table at this point. I don't
agree
know.
with that choice, though. To be fair,
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's already been going on for 25 minutes.
Now,
I'll take whatever backlash from the group that I can.
well, now the second.
I know Remy's gonna stab me.
Well,
You have
He's
a
gonna
knife
stab me a couple times.
heals afterwards, and I'm planning on.
Tobiyashi, I do believe now you have a second choice in this. He gives you the crystal, and he says, give this to audience when he's going to come out, because only he can open this. So your friends are stuck in there for another... How long is he going to stay in that booth?
Another
like 30 minutes.
30. Well, he said 25, so
35 minutes.
35 minutes. About 35 more minutes.
I'm going to let you explain to the rest of your friends why
Oh,
they had to
please no.
stay in there for an additional 35 minutes. And I'm going to make sure that no one tries to kill us.
Okay, thank you, Sif. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you for everything.
Oof. I just rolled a really low wisdom save.
So, you are forced to stay in there for an additional 35 minutes.
So
You're watching this epic fight, and eventually Remy
I'm
probably
just
runs
looking at
out
the
of...
crystal.
Eventually, Remy probably runs out of possibilities of mixing this
You guys
unit
are
with
also
this
probably
unit.
wondering
And
what the hell is happening. 'Cause you assumed it was only supposed to be
we
about
thought
like
it was
20
gonna be
minutes.
like 20 minutes. So I'm like hyperventilating, and I'm like, how long do these oxygen things? How much oxygen do they have? Am I gonna suffocate because I'm panicking? And what are these walls
George,
made of? Can I get out of
George,
here?
you
What happens if
cast
we're
it.
trapped here?
You
Yeah,
cast
so-
it. Just slow down and
Uh,
think
But-
about the spell you cast.
I'm just sitting there looking at the crystal like, fuck.
Okay. I don't think I can. I don't think I can use up all the air in here.
Sachet looks
But-
at you. Well,
but still,
if you're really
we're gonna be in here
worried,
forever.
just cast it again.
Something happened. I don't need another bubble. I guess that is a good point. But still,
Well, even
But,
if
like-
something happened, is there really anything you can do from here?
I don't know. Maybe we can get out of the space. Maybe the walls are breakable. He said 20 minutes. It feels like it's been like an hour.
Well, it's definitely been longer than 20 minutes, but I don't know how much longer. And I think
Well, then I
Remy's
bet.
running out of ideas to put on the table. He's already changed the entire roster of figurine. We started out with angels, now we're back into what looks like a war. every species is involved. And now he's trying.
Like,
he's looking
no.
at the dial.
It was just like, no, like Raimi hasn't. There's one card that he hasn't played. Dragons.
George's gonna turn into an ant, so the whole place seems bigger.
Don't step on
like-
George.
George's
Well,
freaking out.
And after an entire hour of watching this fight, of Fisher, you hearing Terranad say, "Oh, it's been 20 minutes. Oh, look at that! It's been 30 minutes.
I said 2 hours.
Oh, don't
said
worry.
2
I'm not.
hours.
I'm not complaining. I'm just reminding you that it's been 35 minutes." Oh, look at this. 40 minutes.
Hey Siri, set reminder for 2 hours.
Seriously, set a reminder for 2 hours until the mute.
And to your delight, Fisher, a few moments after Terranad says, "Oh, look at this. We're at a halfway point. It's been 1 hour." Well, probably this thing
Nice.
opens because, audience, the door to your
Yep.
compartment opens. The woman leaves this place. She gives you a wink, Tobiyashi.
My face is just laying on the desk. Like, don't wink at me.
She walks out with her behind swinging like a church bell. Audience comes out of that door.
Audience is just blank face. He's not gonna show anyone what
Okay.
he's just like,
Well,
no.
then in that case,
No one gets to
Tobiyashi,
know.
you take a peek inside.
I like gently peek inside, like scared. I'm like, you okay?
There are
What did you
no
guys do?
obvious clues about what happened. Right now, audience is dressed, but she did take. There was a few minutes more than an hour, so he could have put on his clothes back. There's absolutely no clue about what happened, except that
You roll the
audience is
persuasion?
staring in the
Yeah,
in the void.
I'm fine, Toby.
You're fine. You know what? I don't want to know if you're fine or not. I'm not gonna roll an insight check. I just believe him, and I'm like,
I'm just glad we're on the train. It's a great day
Yeah.
outside. We're
Okay.
on our way. Everyone's safe.
Alright.
Oh, look, the amulet's here.
I'm kind of
awesome.
shaking. I'm
I'm
kind of
gonna
shaking.
get our
I'm like,
friends out
yeah,
now.
what? Here, take this too, and I'll hand him the ring of the ring of fortune. That's yours. It's yours. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Fine. I'm just gonna get our friends out now.
Okay.
I'm gonna open
Wait, are we telling them?
No,
Okay.
no, we're not telling them.
All right. Okay.
No one will ever know.
Okay.
We're
Sorry.
just gonna say we
Sorry
ran
again.
into some complications.
Okay. All right. What if Civ tells them?
Sif won't tell them.
Okay. All right. Okay.
If he does, it's your problem.
So after probably an hour and 5 minutes, finally you see this tearing that occurs on the wall where everyone entered. It feels like someone is just opening up a
Why am I
cloth
not seeing a
door.
ring of fortune? Is it like a custom item?
Yeah, no, it's an item that I made.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I will not add it then. Yeah,
George.
Um,
I'll
Suddenly
send you the
turns
thing.
into a human.
Wait, hold on. Just like the minute that it opens, suddenly there is a rush of wind and a black blur.
Jorg turns into a human, like buried in treasure, and just explodes it everywhere.
And audience, you suddenly have a very clingy Kenku, like hugging you, crying a bit.
I'll give Ray a hug and I'll be like, "You did it, Rabby. You made it through. I'm very proud of you."
Jorg looks
I'm sorry.
visibly
Hey,
shaken.
we didn't. You guys didn't get caught.
Yeah,
Good
we had some
job.
complications though. We might have to go. Me and audience might have to go to the process. Just me and him, and they think he's possessed with a child.
Yeah, they
inside
think
of him.
They think I'm possessed with my. Unfortunately, they have an orb that apparently can scan internally because they were able to actually scan the little dragon that's inside of me.
And they know about my silks.
So they think I'm possessed. Also, Toby, remember what they said? When you use your silks now, it may.
Yeah, it
warn
may
them.
trigger something.
So,
yeah, so
so
I
be
can't.
aware of that when you use your silks in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no more changing them randomly for like disguise purposes.
I won't do that. And yeah, just some stuff. And then Civ came finally, and yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad you guys are all okay. Got you out. Sorry you guys had to wait that extra bit of time.
So,
thought we were never gonna get out.
why, if Civ arrived, why did we take an hour to come out?
Complications.
Oh, right.
There were other. We had to. I'll tell some part of it. There were other people in the cart because it had to be 4 people to a cart, and we had to come up with a convincing way to get them to leave. So and it took a little bit.
Right. Okay.
This was the worst idea ever. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad.
Wait, aren't you still an ant?
No, I
Right.
exploded out of the treasure as a human because I was
Oh.
like huddling in there as an ant, and then
Well,
got excited when the zipper opened.
Jorg, you have a moment where you're there and say, I thought I was gonna die, and you look up and you see Sachet looking at you, and you sort of, oh yeah, she lived in the darkness for 10 years.
How? I'm used to open meadows. I have a newfound respect for her.
Yeah. We will have to be. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, I think that we'll probably have to hide you within the crystal again when we leave the train because I think a bunch of unknown passengers might draw attention, but that shouldn't be for as long.
All right.
Better not.
Yeah.
Rami immediately tightens at that.
How
sorry,
long
guys.
is the train ride? I will
A couple-
prepare
a couple
A night,
polymorphs.
right? Oh, it's
It's
a
an
couple days.
overnight
days.
train. It's eight and a
Alright.
half hours, so you have time to
Okay.
sleep.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna prepare polymorph so we don't have to go through. We can just all come out as animals.
All right.
All?
Well,
One person.
All one of us can come out as.
Yeah, I don't. You could be an animal, George. I don't think.
I can already be an animal. So 2 people.
yeah, he can maintain concentration even though he's an animal. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just making it very clear that you don't have mass polymorph. That is a
No.
significantly higher level spell than you can cast.
All right.
So what I do is I use summon Fae, and then they use.
The
Yeah,
old
good.
trick in the book.
All right.
All right,
So
we should go to bed.
exactly what I was gonna say. So with this, I think this is an interesting moment where we could end the stream, and we're gonna start again next episode as everyone is trying to figure out the sleeping arrangement because you have a cart, you have a booth of 4 beds for 6 people. Well, 5 because Fisher's probably not gonna sleep. So we'll see how you decide to who's gonna sleep on the ground.
I will.
I get a feeling that someone's gonna.
No, I want to
force-
sleep on the ground.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh no, we made you guys go through that. I'll let you guys sleep on the beds.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Actually, I have already claimed a bed. 1 bed is mine. But
Yeah. It's marked. Sorry.
looks at everyone traumatized. This bit's mine.
This
Mine.
bed's mine.
Honey just got very serious for a second. This one's my bed. I've grown
Like,
very attached
Why
to
does
it.
this bed smell like cheap perfume?
Is that sweat?
Yeah, beet farm.
Beet juice. All right. So
Beat brother.
Beet brothers.
Oh, and the smut and also has the scent of shame.
Shame.
you don't know that
No,
for
that's
sure.
coming from me. That's coming from
Yeah,
me.
I think Toby smelled
Just
the shame.
sweating.
Oh, okay. All right. So with this, I hope you had a pleasant evening. I hope you do not have a problem with audience being humiliated, used, and possibly sold.
But we don't know what happened in there.
That's why
Can't
I say
speculate.
possibly. Sold for peace and quiet. Well,
It's
not
all
for
for
him.
the
for
greater
everyone else.
good, guys.
It's all for the greater. If he wants
We
to be
see
a
where
cult
Toby's
leader. If he
Toby's
wants to
sense of
be-
morality is now.
You know, I think he's atoned now for his sins. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
And yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of audience's up till now greatest humiliation. And we hope we'll see you again next episode. Next Wednesday or Friday, depending on if you're watching the rebroadcast of this. And I think Tobiyashi's going to think about this for a while.
Yeah. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, it's a good thing you said mistakes with an S. So
Hey, you know what? We didn't get everyone killed. I'm still calling this
That's
a
true.
success.
This is a win, guys.
It's a win.
well, yeah, you did manage to squeeze out of a tight spot in the beginning, and then you decided to get out of problem by making audience squeeze into a tight spot. So
All right.
All right. All right.
That was pretty good, but
That was pretty
That was a good one.
So, thank you for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. You can support the stream also by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, or if you can't do any of those, you can always simply spread the word of this beautiful channel. Hopefully you'll still think it's beautiful after watching this a second time. And liking, please, so we don't get banned on somewhere.
Be fine.
Leaving a good comment, that always helps also. And like I said, I hope we'll see you again next session. Remember, we raid if we have 3 or more raiders, unless it's Tobiyashi. He doesn't mind if we only have 1. So, as always, good night and stay healthy. Bye.
Good night.
NA.
Good night.